This version of It's Eric Nagel has been modified from its original broadcast. Content has been edited to fit this platform.
Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
Are you ready? I said, are you
ready? It's Eric Nagel. It starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen of the universe, the next voice you hear, it's Eric Nagel.
And thank you, Scott Shannon. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the program. I am Eric Nagel, and joining me, as always, from the frozen tundra known as Arizona, say hello to Jordan.
Hi, everybody.
Look at you, all sort of clean-shaven.
Got sleeves on.
Disheveled. You got sleeves?
I got sleeves.
Fantastic.
You're welcome. I was actually asked by somebody who's like, is this a sleeveless day or a sleeve day? I was like, I think I want to go with sleeves today. So it's apparently...
How about you look out the window. If your lawn's not on fire from the magnification of the sun, then you can wear sleeves today.
I don't know. Triple digits. It's hard to keep sleeves on.
Are you hitting 100s right now?
Oh, we had 100s a month ago.
Oh, it's raining and in the 50s here. So
yeah, no, I don't know what that's like. We might get rain this weekend, but yeah, as far as we know, we're preheating.
Weather talk. Always good. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, thank you for doing that. I don't know why. And
who are you?
I know. I don't know why anyone does that anymore. But if you are there, do us a kindness. You can see right here. I keep forgetting. That way. Up there on the screen. Put us in the #1 spot on the presets. It does help out the program. If you're on Apple and Spotify, those kind of places, you can also do us a kindness there and leave a positive review. It does help out the show. Oh, special note to the radio and podcast audio listeners. If you like the show, let us know you like the show, because we don't hear from anybody. The numbers are okay.
Right.
But we don't hear from anybody, at least on the radio side, the YouTube side, the video side, in the chats, the streaming. We hear from those people. We'll hear days down the line on social media from people about things we said or shouldn't have said, or what we fucked up or something like that. But we hear from them. The radio people, don't hear from them that much. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but you're listening. That's fine. We'd also like to hear from you, so please do that. If you want to join us live each and every week as we're doing the program, you can hop on to our the platforms for our live show on YouTube and on Twitch. You can subscribe there under It's Eric Nagel. And if you can't do any of that stuff, you're just going to watch the show when you have time. That's totally fine as well. Go over to the YouTube channel. Videos are there. Full shows are there. We're getting closer and closer to getting the subscription content ready to go up there. Not yet, but it'll be there soon. I also want to point out we have a couple new videos up there. One is this. We last week we did Inappropriate Foods, Volume 2.
Kool-Aid Man.
And I've heard a lot of people talk about, wow, they had no, I mean, granted, those ads were maybe 20, 30 years before a lot of us were born.
I was going to say
still,
in the 50s,
yeah. So you go over to the YouTube channel and you can check out version 2. Version 1's up there as well. That was the Germans eating Chinese food and turning into Chinese people.
That was a good one.
And I forgot what the other ones were in that video. But go ahead, go over to YouTube, watch them, like them, leave a comment. And also this one I heard from was our review of the footage of that Mexican Navy boat hitting the Brooklyn Bridge. And I got told by many people we were racist just because of the title. I'm like, did you watch the video? No, but well, then what are you talking about?
Oh, we were called racist?
Yeah, we got a couple.
They should join our Discord.
They should. Look, the video is not it's funny. The title is funny.
Not that bad.
It was a humorous event. We watched the footage. There's nothing racist at all about the content that we provided.
Not at all.
If you're triggered by the headline of the video, I hate to tell you, don't explore the rest of YouTube or social media, because you will not be able to handle that. But anyway, those videos are up on our YouTube channel. Please go and check all of that stuff up. What did we have this past weekend? Memorial Day.
Memorial Day, yeah.
We said it before. We got to say it again. A lot of you out there are pretty fucking stupid because you don't understand that there's no happy Memorial Day, and it's not a day to celebrate active servicemen and veterans. That, although you should and do that every day, this isn't the day to specify that. It's to remember the people who have served, who are no longer with us, and did everything they could, put their lives on the line so we can enjoy the rights and freedoms and the life that we currently have today. That is what the day is about. Now, yes, people go to the beach, they go to barbecues and cookouts and all of those things because it's a long extended weekend. I get that. But when you're putting up Happy Memorial Day and you're doing like the peace sign and holding up, your White Claws and you're showing like, look, we're hanging out at the lake and stuff like that, you look like fools. So,
or how about when I go to the grocery store and people are walking around in American flag T-shirts, flip flops, beer can hats, like to celebrate the holiday.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are morons. Like all of you are stupid. Like knock it off.
Yeah. You all.
It's just I've gotten kind of tired. I mean, I live kind of more in a rednecky area, like this part of Arizona. There's a lot of cowboys, a lot of stuff like that. I'm not going to say what their voting proclivities are, but there seems to be a trend around here when these kinds of holidays come up. Like 4th of July, it's fine. I get it. You're celebrating 4th of July.
Veterans Day, also fine. Go celebrate. And then there's also a third day that I keep forgetting is the
Arbor Day.
Celebrate the trees, burn all the forest down. They have an I forgot what the exact title is, but it's for active servicemen and women. For the armed forces. There's an
Armed Forces Day, because I think there is an Armed Forces Day.
Yeah, that could be it.
That may be it.
I don't know if it's a federal holiday where you're off, but I know there's an official day that is recognized to celebrate the people who are currently serving for this country. My thing has just been, it's like, it's a day of memorial,
right? Of
remembrance. You can celebrate, you can live your life, but online, don't be an idiot and you're putting up party photos and look at me, I'm doing the Roman candles. And it's like, that one, that's the wrong holiday. But 2, I hope your fist blows off. And 3, you missed the point entirely of what was going on here. So just think before you drink, people. I don't care what you do behind a car, but let's remember the people who have fallen to give us what we have. Okay.
I gotta say, like, I didn't get to see a lot of like, because usually like with Frank,
yes, Bastille Day. That's it, Jordan.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, my friend.
100%. I didn't see a lot of Unboxing Day. I didn't see a lot of like reports of a lot of accidents on the road and things like that this time around. And usually I get a lot of that because I do follow Frank, local sheriff's deputy here in my area, friend of the show,
Fridays with Frank.
Fridays with Frank. Usually they set up checkpoints. Usually they set up all kinds of stuff. I didn't hear a lot of reports on that stuff. So
good.
I mean, good on you guys for, keeping it at home, partying the wrong way, but at least in your own backyard. But yeah, really got to, tone it down for some of these.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Yeah.
We're a month away, a little over a month away from 4th of July, where, that's all going to go out the window.
Fingers are going to go missing. It's going to be great.
I know. As Tom says, our pal Tom from Canada saying missing fingers are acts of patriotism.
Correct.
I could not agree more. Going back a little bit, I see everybody's coming into the chat now. Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. Our old pal Hellraiser there, 69. My complaint with your video was the lack of racism. See, now that's going
to be behind the paywall.
Now that is a legit complaint. I can understand where you're coming from. Yeah, it's like, it is kind of misleading, I guess. That is on us. But I have some content today that might make up for that. So hang with us for a little bit and I'll get to that. And you can see if that fills the need. Is everyone talking to, is Girk here?
Yeah.
Hi, Girk. Go follow the Girk over on Twitch there.
Still playing Sea of Thieves? Because I just saw some Sea of Thieves stuff that the Thief of Sleeves that make me kind of want to get back into it. They have front mounted
started. It's all about Reapers. You have a new cannon you can set up
and rear mounted cannons. I am all in.
They're not mounted. You can.
Can you
like
move them?
TV tray. You can pop them up like those umbrella chairs at a kid's soccer game. Perfect. You can pop them up and set them up on the front of the ship, the back of the ship, wherever you want. On the beach, you can do all those things.
Yeah. Do you know how many hours Eric and I?
It shoots you higher and farther than the regular cannon.
So excited. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'll get back into it because we have spent so many hours being chased by people and just trying to outrun people. And it's just like a stalemate. The fact that I can shoot back at people or they can shoot forward, game changer. Like I am all in on that. So I'll do that.
I gotta hop in there, and because season 15 turned out to be a lot of fishing and boar hunting, and it got boring quick. But this one now, I'm giving it like a couple weeks, because just like any new season in a video game, everyone's burning and grinding hard for 2 weeks, and then they disappear to go do something else. So I know Phasmophobia's got an update coming up very, very soon.
Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit in segment 2.
Nice. I have some video game clips I want to show you. We'll get to that in just a second, but let's finish up with Memorial Day here. With the celebration and everything going on, there was a local celebration for Memorial Day here, and I was asked if I could do the cooking for it. Like, there was people, it was going to be set up in the park not far from us, and people bought all the food for me, and they just asked if I could prepare and cook everything, because apparently everybody loves how I cook now. So that's great, but now I'm tasked with doing all of that stuff all the time. So did a lot of the cooking, got everything ready, and then had it all sent over and set up and ready to go. So when I finished everything, everyone's out there, they're eating, drinking, hanging out, having a good time, kids running all over the place. It's fun to be had by all. So I go over there. I get a chance to go. I'm like, I'm dying from the heat from cooking for like 3 hours on the grill and what have you. Walk over, grab a seat, get some food, get a hamburger, hot dog, sauerkraut, you know what you do. Go to put some ketchup on it, fine. I don't see any other condiments. Anything.
Just ketchup, really?
There was one bottle of ketchup, and that was it. No mustard, no mayonnaise, no. There might have been dressings for the salads that they had there, and I was sitting there. I'm like, all right, it's got to be somewhere on one of the tables. So I'm looking around. I don't even see salt and pepper. I just see nothing. I'm like, there is one bottle of ketchup for everything. Turns out, yes, I was not mistaken. They only brought one bottle of ketchup. And I said, is there any mustard or mayonnaise or anything here? And the lady who was in charge of it, she said, I had to write it down, so I didn't forget this. She goes, people don't usually use mustard.
You had hot dogs, right?
Yeah.
Then people should be using mustard.
People don't usually use mustard. Somebody went, and I didn't know this, unbeknownst to me, somebody went back out walked, I guess, through the park to their house to go and get a bottle of mustard for me.
Good for them.
I didn't ask for it. It just showed up, and I look at it, and it was very nice. I'm not poo-pooing that at all. It was very nice that somebody took the initiative to do that, because that never happens.
Right.
But the mustard they got, not really ideal for a hamburger or a hot dog.
What kind of mustard? Was this like a stone ground?
It was a horseradish Dijon.
Because remember when you'd went out to go get lunch with, I think, Brody, and the person who brought you some mustard for your hamburger was a honey mustard. Yes. And that was a no thank you moment. And
that because they said they didn't have mustard, and then he found a honey mustard and brought that for a hamburger.
For a hamburger.
And I said, and it ruined the whole thing. I didn't want to eat there anymore. I asked him to wrap it up.
Yeah, you boxed it up, and then you just like,
and then it caused a big to-do between me and Brody, because he thought I was being ridiculous. And I'm like, that from the guy who bitches and complains about everything.
I couldn't do a honey mustard on that. No,
Jordan in the chat say, stupid.
Thanks, Nightbot.
Jordan said, was it fancy ketchup or catsup? Oh,
solve my ketchup problem.
There we go. I think that went through. I'll try it again.
Ketchup.
Yes. It was like you had it, and then it's somehow something still.
It was a half-empty container of regular Heinz ketchup. Now, in a pinch, if you're at a diner or at a restaurant or something, and you need ketchup, and they bring over regular Heinz, that's fine. It's not what I would normally go for, but that's fine. It's better than Hunt's or French's or any other low rent ketchup.
I don't mind French's. Hunt's is low rent for sure.
Right? So you always want Heinz ketchup. But I've gotten a bit posh with my condiments over the years, to nobody's surprise. I do the Heinz Simply, which it's only like 5 ingredients, doesn't have the high fructose and all that. So when you have the regular Heinz, you notice a difference in it. Again, rather have that than shitty ketchup or no ketchup at all, but I digress.
Yeah, no, you've gone to the point where you're sending me condiments that I should be eating, like the Sabrettes.
The Sabrettes mustard in the refrigerated section.
Fantastic.
Amazing.
But yeah.
So being told that, people don't usually eat mustard with this. That was new. Now,
that's
look,
weird.
Here, I'll chalk this up to the thing I've bitched about my entire life. And one of the biggest problems with living in the Northeast of the United States is this weird mindset that you don't mix mustard and ketchup together ever. I don't get it. I'd
like
never
physically mix or just not at the same time.
No, you can't go to I'll say McDonald's, right? You go to McDonald's anywhere outside of the Northeast, ketchup and mustard and onions on there. Same thing if you got White Castle or Crystals or any kind of burger place, it's there. Wendy's, I think, is the only one that does mayo and ketchup. They don't do mustard anywhere, but that's just, they do, at least it's consistent. That's just how their business model is. In the Northeast, they don't mix ketchup and mustard together. In fact, it's frowned upon if you put ketchup on a hot dog, and that's it. It's so supposed to be mustard. But I think like in the Midwest too, like in Chicago, that area, it's only mustard on but their hot dogs. I was
going to say, because like a Chicago dog is usually like mustard, onions, the peppers, and then like that bright lime green relish. But yeah, you never see ketchup.
Yeah. So Tom saying no ketchup or honey, anything. Stop putting sugar on meat. You can put ketchup on a hot dog and a hamburger. Kids use it for chicken nuggets, and you still use it on French fries. It's still perfectly good on French fries. Why not? Don't use it with a steak. A kid can do that, but you don't do that as an adult with that.
Yeah, there was this like weird age cutoff where I was like, no, that sounds disgusting. And then you move into the A1s or whatever, and then you realize if you just cook it right, you don't need sauce for anything.
Wasn't there something during his first term? Our president was caught eating
ketchup.
Steak with ketchup at a
just ketchup and steak.
Yeah. Come on, children. Man. You have the means. You should know better. I mean, at least their signature steak sauce at that is a step in the right direction for having your, whatever. Jared saying, but barbecue sauce has sugar in it. Some barbecue sauces have ketchup in it, mixed in and all there. So yeah, you can. There's certain times and places that you can have ketchup on all of that stuff there. All right, so that was the first thing. Then I started to notice that there was an old joke on The Simpsons, because it was a real thing, where they were going to a company picnic at the power plant.
I love that episode.
And they brought Jello. They were Jello molds with like marshmallows in it, or Jello with fruit in it. And that was something that got really big in the 70s. And part of the 80s,
like an ambrosia salad or something like that.
Yeah, well, it evolved into that. But you would have the cake molds that they put Jello in, and it would have chunks of fruit or whatever.
Pineapple.
Well, that became a standard for a while. Like that was the thing people brought, almost like a potluck setting, to meals, to barbecues, to cookouts, those kind of outings. They would bring things like that. I guess now the modern day version of this is some form of macaroni or pasta salad, because on one of the tables there was just tons of macaroni or pasta salads. And I looked at them like, some of these are all the same thing, but they're in different bowls. It looks like they're made by different people, because some had,
like, there was no list for signups for this little get together. Like, hey, I've already got the macaroni salad. Maybe someone want to grab some dinner rolls or something.
We got an invite, like everybody else in the area got an invite. And, it's a big deal. It's like a few blocks of houses and stuff together. So there's a lot of people out in the park.
A lot of macaroni salad.
Right. But yeah, you see like the Italian pasta, the macaroni, the pasta salad, which is like the corkscrew kind of thing.
Like the rotini with like some olives in it. Yeah, maybe some kind of like
it's white, it's red, it's other colors. Then there's black olives in there. There's feta cheese. There's whatever kind of Italian dressing or vinegar based, whatever they're doing for it. But there was all of this stuff. Like there was a lot of it. I go, this must be the new simple thing that people bring to picnics, because why take it a step further? I will say, at least it wasn't like, it was like a boxed pasta salad, like, you know, the ones like
a Simply salad.
Yeah,
mix like a ton of mayo into it.
I'm trying to think. I think it's Betty Crocker.
Yeah,
that makes that those kind of things. It just, but look, we're in the Northeast. You have a lot of great food markets there. It looked like people went to various Italian markets and just got a couple pounds of macaroni salad and brought it there. But the reason why I was saying pasta or macaroni salad, even though it could be the same thing, because some of the salads were like the tortellini pasta salads. Have you seen those?
Those almost look like an antipasta salad.
Almost.
They get to that point where you're doing big chunks of pasta, like you said that with the tortellini, it's stuffed with something.
Right.
That gets like to that level. I don't think I've seen anybody bring those to a cookout before.
Again, big Italian area, Northeast. You're going to get a lot of Polish food, you get a lot of German food, you get a lot of Italian food.
Ooh,
and
German
you know, if the Irish knew how to cook, they would bring something. But they
just
don't.
coming with potatoes.
You know, one of the best things is there is a French family in the area.
Nice.
And that lady brings some amazing desserts.
Good.
Yeah. So I'll just send an invite. Just invite them over.
Wine drinking surrender monkeys. Good thing they brought the right stuff.
Yes. Just please bring your fancy desserts. That'll be all happy. What else do we have there? So the macaroni salad seems to be the big crutch of everybody bring. I mean, people bring, even if you brought like soda and ice, that's not as a cliche or a hindrance to a social gathering.
Like a 2-liter. Here you go, guys. That's it.
All right. Well, that was is because there were a lot of 2-liter bottles.
Oh no.
And now, granted, there's a time and a place for a 2-liter bottle.
Sure.
Which, by the way, I don't think I've seen a 3-liter anymore, unless it's like Faygo. I don't see a 3-liter bottle.
You see 3-liter bottles at like those discount grocery stores where it's like, you know, like out here it's called like Food City or Food Dollar Lion General, or things like that. Dollar General. Foods. They have the 1-liter skinny bottles, and then they have the 3-liter like
a liter of cola?
apple soda.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But I'm talking about the soda that the rest of the people drink. You don't really see the 3-liter.
Were you getting a lot of Dr. Thunders, or were they like springing for the
even that's fine, because they're in their cans. If they brought them in cans, fantastic. I mean, you prefer Dr. Pepper, or Mr. Pip in certain areas of the country, but it is what it is. Anyway, there's a time and a place for a 2-liter because you have them out for mixed drinks.
Yeah.
And it's just easier to do it with a 2-liter than constantly opening cans if you're going to do mixed drinks like Jack and Cokes, rum and Coke, those kind of things, right? But it was a lot. It was just coolers full of ice and a lot of 2-liters. And the 2-liters don't get cold or don't stay cold.
And they don't stay fizzy either. Like people leave the lids off. They're all just hanging around. Like that is such unless you're serving the soda to somebody, like if I have a kid's birthday party and I'm pouring drinks into the little cups, sure, 2-liters are fine. But you're right. Cans probably the best way to go. They're easy to get rid of the evidence, and it's just, I don't know. 2-liters seem kind of, you know.
There was one cooler, and I took a photo, but I think I deleted it, and I was looking all day for it, and I can't find it. There's one cooler I opened up, chocolate packed full of ice. It had these. It's like a White Claw, but it's called Surfside.
I've never seen those.
Are you familiar with this? So it's one of those.
They make seltzers for everything now. So I don't know.
It's a vodka seltzer soda kind of thing, right? Tall, skinny cans. But this one was called Surfside. The cooler was filled with various flavors of Surfside and Honest Kids drink boxes of fruit punch and some kind of raspberry lemonade or something like that.
Can't go wrong with the Honest Kids, though, man.
There's a lot of kids. So you send the kids to go to the coolers to get a drink. They're opening up the coolers, sodas, beers, whatever.
Grabbing White Claws.
And then the one where their drinks are is with these cans of vodka sodas.
Oh, that is so funny. Like, why would you mix them?
I was just really impressed with the layout and the design for everything.
That is so funny. Speaking of like the White Claw stuff, did you know Minute Maid makes spiked drinks now. Like Minute Maid makes like spiked like strawberry daiquiris. They do like all that stuff.
I don't know if I did, but it doesn't surprise me. Remember years ago when Sunny D came out?
Yes, I had those.
They're not bad. If
they're dangerous.
If they're cold,
dangerous.
You can't drink them room temperature. If they're cold,
the problem with them is that you don't notice that the vodka's in it. Like it just tastes like straight Sunny D, and you're like, I'll pound like 5 of these things, and the alcohol content's huge.
Right. So, yeah. So the bringing soda and ice is fine. If people were just constantly bringing bags of ice, you need it, especially you're out there for 5 hours or something. You need the ice to constantly move and whatever. Bringing tons of macaroni salad defeats the point of anything there. The desserts also seems to be a bit problematic for me because it doesn't really show any effort. If you're seeing the supermarket tags on the plastic container of what
trays of cookies.
Yeah. Oh, now that I'm remembering this, see if I can transfer this photo over.
So was this a lot of people just bringing like the store brand stuff? Like there was no baked beans at this cookout, none of that stuff.
Well, again, big Italian area, Jewish area, outskirts of here, German, Polish. So you got a nice mix of really good food countries, right? It was a lot of more Italian based stuff. But you had, there wasn't beans there. There wasn't really any. Italians don't barbecue. They don't do any barbecue stuff.
Because you know what I did when I made food for me and the kids? Deviled egg potato salad, and
I would have loved if there was
deviled eggs. Best. It's my favorite. I'll eat pounds of that.
Potato salad's good, but just you saying that is like if I walked out and there was just that clear tray that has the little divots to hold each egg individually.
Oh,
I'd be like Homer at the seafood place where he's got the lobster in his mouth and he's taking the tin from the buffet and he's walking back and the guy's like, sir.
Deviled eggs, I would eat my weight and the weight of 5 other people just in deviled eggs. It's just fantastic.
Yeah. Frankie Bronson's in the chat. Deviled egg is very Southern. Same with beans. No, not really. You get the deviled eggs are more universal now than the beans. I'll give you that because the beans up here is like a 3-bean salad, some Mediterranean style.
Yeah,
whatever. But
baked beans with bacon and barbecue sauce, or like not even barbecue sauce, like maple syrup. Get them a little sweet. Oh,
yeah. I've been to a lot of places up here that do deviled eggs as an appetizer at restaurants and things. And
good.
There's one barbecue chain that Dinosaur Barbecue.
I love Dinosaur Barbecue. I had it in Syracuse.
They're known for one of their appetizers being deviled eggs. It's paprika and mustard and some. I think they mix a relish in there or something like that.
Yeah, or just cut up some of the little pickles. Oh, so good.
Jordan, Casey's with you. I'd get kicked out if there were no eggs. Yeah, there'd be fights.
So many fights. I would eat all of them. Like I'm the type that has to make like deviled eggs for the party, but then also my own. So I don't eat all the deviled eggs at the party. Like I have my personal eggs,
right,
and then the party eggs. And I'll still dig into both.
Yeah. Throw up some of the chats while I'm trying to look for this photo here. Talk to the people. There was a dessert that showed up that I've never heard of before.
Yeah.
And I was amazed that this thing existed. And
I was going to say, Intersect actually talked about something here earlier. The wings that you cooked actually looked really good. You did send some wings to me and Rob, and I got to say, those are good.
Oh, you got that photo.
Yeah, okay, I took it up.
So that was round 1. That's about 10 pounds of wings.
I got to say, have the prices gone down? I haven't bought wings to make myself in a long time. I need to get back into it because I'll just eat my weight in wings to lose weight. And I'm looking at your wings and I'm like, oh, he's got that little bit of char on them.
Yeah, I grill everything. I brine them too. I soak them.
Do you? Okay, I haven't done that.
And then they come, a lot of the wings, they come because they got to be soaked in a salt water kind of thing, and then they're frozen. But I thaw them out and I'll brine them like the night before. That was a 10-pound bag of wings is like $25 to $27 in there. I had 20 pounds of regular wings, and then I made 5 pounds of a Nashville hot.
Ooh, how'd that turn out? I don't think I've done Nashville hot. I'm very basic with my wings. I'll just do I need franks with butter.
Experiment with it more because I was not getting it to the consistency that I like. It was good. But I've had good Nashville hot chicken sandwiches where the Nashville hot sauce is almost kind of got like a gelatin feel to it. It's not a runny liquid like a hot sauce. It's sticky.
It just coats it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a bit thick. It's a bit.
You see that a lot with like the Hawaiian style wings where they're very they get that thick glaze instead.
Okay.
Are you do you like a saucy wing or do you like the rub? Because I as much as I think rubs can be good, I don't go for them mostly. Like I need a good wet wing.
It depends. I'm not a big fan of the Parmesan garlic wings, which is a rub, the lemon pepper ones, which are fine. I'll have one too if they're there, but I prefer something that's sauce based, a barbecue, buffalo, what have you. That was the first time I ever tried making a Nashville hot sauce. Yeah, I didn't want to do a bottle. I should have done the bottle, but I tried making it on my own. Gotcha. I didn't get it where it needed to be, but that was the first time I ever made it. So I'm going to keep working on that. But yeah, it wasn't sticky. It wasn't tacky.
Yeah.
Remember, I'll tell you what the consistency I was trying to get. The Jack Daniel's sauce at TGI Fridays chicken sandwich. Thick, sticky. While you're that's what I was looking to get it to. That's where I was trying to get it to.
Nice. Jordan in the chat says deviled eggs and the cranberry sauce from the can are my two automatic run to the tray and taking them all. As I've gotten older, I do like a whole cranberry sauce, but yeah, there's something about just that sound when you do the cranberry sauce and just goes out and then you slice it up, and that's good when you make sandwiches with it and things like that. Yeah, I would agree. Like that cranberry sauce, like I'll make it myself, but that canned stuff for some reason it is like crack. Like I'll eat the whole can.
All right, I'm gonna see if I can do this. It sucks having to do it this way, but for time, this was one of the desserts that showed up, and I've never seen this before, and we got to get one of these for the consumer. Look at this.
Interesting. 7-Up cupcakes. I've seen those. Okay, so I've seen those at Walmart. Not the 7-Up ones. I think they do 7-Up, but they do soda cakes. So they'll do the little cupcakes and things like that. I've seen the Orange Crush. They've done Orange Crush. I've seen Sprite. I've seen those before, but I don't think I've seen the 7-Up before. I'll have to take a look. But yeah, you can probably get them at your local Walmart.
Yeah.
Probably not the best consistency, but
good. Great reference, my
Tommy
friend.
Want Wingy.
Tommy Want Wingy. That is a line that nobody just quotes anymore, and they should.
I gotta say, wings are my go-to. It's sad that they don't show up at like cookouts more often, because you like you said, you just see like the hamburger hot dog mix, easy to cook, easy to grill.
Look, you have to have hamburgers and hot dogs.
Of course.
It's you can have all the other stuff and it's fantastic, but you need to have that because that's a basic staple. Everyone will eat a hot dog or a hamburger, especially if there's a lot of kids there, because if they're not the kids that eat chicken nuggets all the time, they'll eat a hot dog or they'll eat like a cheeseburger or something. They won't eat all the salads, the sides. If you have ribs, most of the time kids won't eat that stuff. Most adults won't, because they're messed up in the head, won't enjoy a rib for some reason.
I love ribs.
But you got to have that. Those have to be there. The wings, you're right, should be more present, but they were not. I did something that was fun to not. Usually I try to clean the grill between cookings, where I had all these wings. So I had a giant cooler full of ice and bags of wings, and just making them as I go. And as I filled up, as I cooked the wings, I had the big bowl with the sauce, because I made my own sauce for everything. And I'm, spinning them around in the big stainless steel bowls, dumping them into the tin foil trays, wrapping them up, stacking them so that people could come and take them and bring them over. I forgot what I was just going to say here because now I'm thinking about wings.
I used to work at a pizza place. It was like a bar. It was like a bar, and then next to it was like an Italian place, pizza place. But we did wings, and the way we did them was we'd make the sauce in a giant one of those big white painter's buckets. We dump the wings in there, butter, wing sauce, close the lid, and we just shake these giant buckets. Yeah. Oh my god, I miss it because that's the best way to do it.
You could still do that. Go to Home Depot and buy a bucket.
Get one of those orange buckets
yourself. I remember what I was saying. So between each, because you fill up the whole grill with the wings, I didn't scrape it down. I was like, you know what? Screw it.
They got a little bit some of the leavings on there. Yeah,
I'm leaving it all there and just let it all build up, and it was the way to go. Because at the end, I hosed it down and cleaned everything.
Intersect saying there's local sauce that's a mix of buffalo sauce and dill, making the wings nice and tangy. I know that they did that dill pickle, the dill pickle Franks, about a year ago. It was limited edition, but I think
I have bottles of that. I should.
Yeah,
damn, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, so that might be a good.
But that's the thing I got to make for me. That's you can't go do.
No, you can't experiment on other people. You got to
cook out like that. You got to go with the basics. People did like the Nashville hot wings. Some people said it was too hot for them, but
Nashville hot.
I know somebody walked away with, because I was hoping there'd be some left. I was going to take them home, and I noticed that tray was gone. Somebody wrapped it up and took it. So, I mean, good, all good. The wings, that what else did I have there? The desserts, the 7-Up stuff.
Speaking of, yeah, you got Jordan in the chat saying Randall's. I think it's probably a chain. He's seen the root beer ones. And then Jared the Geek saying that the old school baking, soda and cupcakes and cakes. So it's a thing. It's just I don't think we've seen it out and about so much.
I would like to try it. You know, I mean, I can't imagine that prepackaged 7-Up cupcake thing is really that great. But if somebody cooks with soda, or a restaurant has they make their own desserts and they have that, I would try that.
I make Jack and Coke cupcakes. We're all to Coca-Cola, Jack Daniels, and the cake mix.
It's almost like
the cupcakes.
Yeah.
And then I'll top it with like a maple
glaze,
like a maple frosting, and then candied bacon. It's so good.
Yeah.
No, it's not a. What do you mean?
No, I would.
That face.
I'm not a because they have like Krispy Kreme and other places do the maple bacon donuts.
I'm not saying like you have to have a ton of it, but like just a little bit. You get that salty with the it's so good.
I would try all of those. I definitely would try all of that stuff. I do enjoy the people who make soda sauces for ribs.
Yeah, like a Dr. Pepper sauce or like an A&W cream soda.
Matt OG, who used to be on the show here, he used to make root beer ribs.
Yeah.
He would do a root beer. I know Chili's used to have the Dr. Pepper ribs for a while, and they also had the Shinerbach. The Shinerbach ribs they had there were probably some of the best casual dining ribs I've ever had. Like that Shinerbach sauce was fantastic out of Texas.
I just thought of something I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to make pulled pork with the creamy coconut. I bet that would be really good.
That would give you a bit of a Hawaiian flavor to it.
Exactly. Put a little, just like on a nice little Hawaiian like bun. Ooh.
Yeah.
Now I'm hungry.
Casey saying, I did a barbecue sauce from scratch from Dr. Pepper. Yeah, a lot of people do.
Dr. Pepper's great.
That goes back like to 1800s when Dr. Pepper and Coca-Cola were first, being made. People were using, like we always talk about how Coca-Cola was being used as a medicine. You had to get it at pharmacists and stuff. It was considered medicinal. But yeah, going all the way back, and this is where the South comes into play, they would use soda and molasses-based stuff, sarsaparilla, root beers, all that for cooking, for sauces and all that.
And it's why you can see in cans, I think, on the shelves. I've seen them at Walmart. I don't know about anyone else. Dr. Pepper does baked beans now. So you got that sweeter kind of baked bean flavor.
I have that somewhere.
Do you?
There's a can of it somewhere next to the Wendy's, and
we really got to start eating some stuff because I found the. It's
all turned into decor. I haven't seen it, but it's on the shelves over there.
These are like the collector's cans of chili and sauces. I found the that Sprite, by the way. So we'll
the Sprite tea.
Yep.
Yeah. I have that up. It's in another room. I thought I had it here. I don't. All right. What is this one here? What is he saying? As one of those messed up in the head adults, I will say that ribs are fickle because a fatty rib cooked wrong is not good. That is true. I think most people haven't had a good set of ribs. It all depends on where you get them from. There's not a lot of fatty ribs because you don't really use the fat to cook ribs. You use fat to cook everything else. But ribs are usually pretty lean. Like you don't find much fat on a pork rib. On a beef rib, maybe a little bit more with the big dinosaur style bones that they're pulling out of the thing. But
I gotta say, I do
aren't a fatty based.
I'm more of a pork rib person too. Like I'll do pork. I like beef ribs, but I think pork rib is my favorite. That's what I would go with.
I like beef ribs, but I don't like eating them like a pork rib. Like I don't like holding them up and eating them like that. I like cutting them and I'll eat them like a brisket or something. they're good like that. All right, let's wrap up the Memorial Day stuff here. Oh yeah, people with no sleeves, Jordan, constantly leaning over your food as you're trying to serve yourself.
Look, I'm not going to be putting my sleeveless arms in, because I understand that, and that's why it's like I don't like put my arm up on people's couches. Like I'm not going to do that. Like I have some decorum, but I also like it's fucking hot outside, and I don't want to.
A lot of women with sleeveless blouses or shirts or whatever. They were just everyone's constantly like you're sitting there trying to scoop something on your plate, and people are leaning over to get forks or this, and you look down and there's no sleeves. I'm like, I just want to throw this plate away now. I don't want bare armpits hanging over my food as I'm trying to serve myself. Somebody in the chat earlier, I'm trying to scroll back and see it said something about the not trusting the cleanliness of a cookout.
That is hard.
Oh, there it is, Jared. I don't trust people's cleanliness enough for potlucks at this level. Yeah.
Oh no, it's hard to get into a potluck, especially like in a work environment. Like there's certain people that I would trust to make food, and I'd be more than happy to sample your wares. But I've seen some people that I work with, and I'm not going to eat your toenail, macaroni salad. No thanks. Gross.
Jordan in the chat, 3-2-1 smoke with acidic liquid. I may try Mountain Dew after this conversation as the liquid to wrap when smoke. I don't like Mountain Dew. I don't like any of the alternate flavors. I'm not a Mountain Dew fan at all. But if cooked, I will give it a shot. If somebody made it and then they said, hey, there's Mountain Dew ribs or Baja Blast, whatever you're using, Code Red.
Could you imagine you're like a pulled pork sandwich, but it's that green blue of a Baja Blast? You're like, this
it makes sense. It would fit for like a Hawaiian pork kind of thing. By the way, Hawaiian pork, if you're going to try that with the coconut cream, now I'm thinking about it just on the little Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, with like a slice of pineapple. Oh.
With some of the pineapple juice and teriyaki. Oh,
yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna try to maybe do this weekend.
Fantastic. Or if you had proper what do they call it? The pig roasts where they're burying it in the beef.
Like a luau.
Yeah, like a luau. If you get not even just like the shredded pork and everything, but if you got a like a ham cut with some grilled pineapple and some sauce on a Hawaiian roll. Delicious. Why do we do this to ourselves? We get so far into food discussions and we don't want to do anything else.
We're giving what the people want. People want to talk food. The chat has never been so alive. Oh, that's all they want to do is talk about food right now.
And this to wrap up the memorial. So that no one wants to wait their turn when the food shows up and everything. Everybody just goes to the tables and they're just kind of fighting over each other, trying to get everything instead of waiting in line, or at least grabbing a plate and doing it cafeteria style where everybody moves down one area.
I gotta say, nothing infuriates me more than going to like one of these kinds of things and you see guys get up and go grab their food, and then like the kids need food, the women need food. Like I'm hungry, but I'm also like, there's a pecking order. Like, get the kids their food, get them out of the way, shut them up, and get them eating. Right. Then get up and get some food. Couples maybe go at the same time, or let the women go ahead of you, get your food. But Jesus Christ, fatty, like sit down for a minute and let somebody else get ahead.
I got there about an hour after it all started because I was finishing up all the cooking and I had started about 2 to 3 hours before this thing started. So I didn't get there till like an hour after it started. And I got there, and the first thing I said, when I was there is like, did the kid get any food? Oh, they're all running around playing. I'm like, yeah, but did they get the kid a plate? If she doesn't want to sit there and eat it, that's fine. But have the plate sitting at the table, because they run around, they fall out of trees, they're running into gates, they all had these cars. A bunch of the kids had these cars that they get in. It looks like something from the Busy World of Richard Scarry, that worm that drives that car.
Right.
So they're red and pink, but it has this weird shaped yellow cover to it, right? So you can drive the car, but it's also a pedal car, right? Yeah. They use their feet. These kids are going down the hill, and these kids are 2 to 7, somewhere in that range, in there, and they're going down the hills and demolition derby with each other, smashing.
I used to have a red one with the yellow top.
Yeah, it was yellow ones, and there was purple and pink ones, and they were all just smashing into each other. And I was like, just leave a plate, because they'll run, they do all that stuff, they come back, they'll graze a little bit, and then they go and do whatever.
And the way they're shaped, if you do it right, especially if you're going downhill, you can get them to roll.
I'm not looking to have the kids flip over like they took the turn getting off a highway too fast. But yeah,
demolition derby sounds great. It's like dinner and a show.
Nobody makes sure everybody else has stuff. Then I noticed too the trays of burgers that I had. Now I laid them out. I had
These frozen burgers, or were these like, like fresh meat?
These were all these
like
were
the
all
Costco
frozen
big
burgers, but they weren't like
Nothing wrong with
thin
that.
little nothing frozen burgers. These were thicker,
The Angus, yeah.
yeah, those kind of things. But there was a lot to cook, and I would I'd have the burgers, the cheese, let them sit cool a little bit, put paper in between the levels so that the cheese wouldn't move and all that stuff, right? Well, whoever took the trays after I wrapped them up, cooked them, and they brought them over there, wasn't paying attention. When I went over there, I'm lifting the lids. The cheese is all in the corner, like a big glob of just like American cheeses in here. None of the burgers have. I go, what's going on? Oh, I guess the cheese moved slid when I was moving around and stuff. Like how hard were you moving these things?
He handed him to one of the little kids in the car, and then they just started ramming each other with it.
Because it's not like it's all displaced, like it's filling in the gaps around the burgers, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It was all in the corner, so like somebody's holding it like this the entire time.
Right.
So I'm like, why the fuck am I doing all this stuff? Why am I having to do all of that? Frankie, you rock the regular guy, all American dad. What happened? Yeah, life changes. You get older and you start realizing all this other shit doesn't fucking matter anymore. Now it's just I want to eat good and live a good life. So that's what I'm doing. That's it for the Memorial Day stuff. Did you have anything?
My weekend was pretty low key. I mean, like I got nothing going on. Volleyball, we're between seasons right now, so we're not really doing any of that. I got the kids. They hit summer. I got into a yelling match with some idiot in a Tesla at my kid's school during parent pickup. The way it works is you're coming in one way, you get in the middle lane and you're ready to get in. And then they have all these little prescribed lanes where it's like blue lane here, green lane here, orange and all that stuff. But, when everyone's trying to get in, it's the last day of school. Everyone's, lining up and waiting their turn. If you do the zipper move, we've talked about this before, you zipper in, zipper out. Everyone has an easy time, but this fucking asshole in a Tesla thought he was too good to wait because he saw that his lane that he needed to be into had less cars,
right?
And no one was going into him because we were all kind of filtering where we needed to go. So he thought it would be great to go out and then just cut in front of a bunch of people and cut me off. And he had the misfortune of being in the lane next to me. And he was just standing there. So I had my window down. I was taking pictures. I was like, you son of a bitch. Like, this is the last day of school. So I'm like, I got a whole summer for this to mellow out. So I decided to go off on another parent because it's the stupidity of some people when it comes to these parent pickups and the schools and stuff like that. It's just kind of getting ridiculous. So,
yeah.
But the kids are out of school. They're being lazy. They're just chilling.
So they're done for the year.
They're done. Well, they're July.
For the school year.
Yeah. But
wait, they go back in
we go back in July.
End of May.
I know. We go back in July, like the third week of July. So
how is your summer vacation schedule shorter than it is out here?
I don't know. Well, we also get like 2 weeks off in the fall, 2 weeks off in the winter. We get spring break. Like they they're never in school anymore. Because you guys are usually June to like September after Labor Day.
Last day of school for here is June 16th, which is a Monday.
Yeah.
And I've already made it known that the kid will not be there because I'm not taking the kid to 1 day of school.
You got a last day of school on a Monday.
On a Monday. Yeah.
That's so weird. Yeah, because my daughter's high school start on a Monday, but
it was supposed to be the 20th. But because they didn't have any snow days, the state takes all that stuff back and it lowers the.
You got a refund on days of school?
Yeah. So they didn't have any emergency days. They didn't have any snow days. They didn't have any of that stuff. So that the school is technically done on the 16th. And I said, let's see the state or the school district try to pull anything when the kid just doesn't show up on the last day. Who's going to fault them not happening? So I said, I already told everybody, I was like, I'm not bringing the kid to school for one day.
Monday.
It's not like the last day was Thursday, and I already had 4 days up to that point. If I'm doing something on the weekend, I'm not going to bed early to get the kid up for school on a Monday for the last day. Ain't happening.
Nope.
So kid will not be, the kid's last day will be the 13th.
But yeah, this past week, right before Memorial Day, we had the last day of school, and then we have start of school being like the third week of July, which is dumb considering we live in a state where the sun is on us. So like when they go back in July, guess what they don't get to do for the first like month that they're in school?
Breathe.
Recess.
Oh.
they have to stay inside and all this shit. Like, it's ridiculous. I hate it, but it is what it is. So they're just chilling.
The kids done middle of June, doesn't go back till the Wednesday after Labor Day.
Yeah, that's how it used to be when I lived in California too. It was like June to like September, so it felt like an actual summer.
Big Red Tower, by the way, I've seen you in my ventures and other chats for other shows. I wanted to write him, but it felt weird if I think
remember me? I host the other show you watch.
No, I saw him, and I think it was in Garrett and Steve's show chat either last night or the night before. But I felt quite the fool to say hello to him there in that setting. But hello to you here in this setting. He's saying, my teacher made fun of me for going to school on the last day. I was the only one who showed. Yeah, exactly. Like,
he was that kid on senior ditch day that showed up, and
I didn't show up. I think I got to check, but I don't think I showed up for like the last 2 to 3 days of my senior year in high school. Because I knew when the graduation was. I had already passed my test, and it was one of those years. Because, all right, you wouldn't know this because you don't live on the East Coast. 1996. Let me tell you a tale. Picture it, Sicily. 1996 was one of the worst blizzard years in the East Coast has ever seen. We had 2 to 3 ice blizzards. Now, the reason I remember this is because the first one gave us about a foot of snow and then a sheet of ice on top of it. So you were out there with like a sledgehammer and stuff trying to break the ice on the snow to clear your driveways. Forget about your front walkway or your lawn or whatever. That wasn't going to happen. And then a couple weeks later, because the temperature never rose, another blizzard came. And buried the East Coast with snow and another layer of ice. Like, if you broke the thing down, it was like looking at like a cavity creep on the side of a mountain where you can see the age. Like, there's the limestone, there's the where's the regular soil, here's the age of a tree, that kind of thing. It was so bad. We lost more than our school days allotted by the state of New York. So you were out because they were emergencies. You couldn't get anywhere because it was that bad. So the end of that school year was my senior year of high school, and you still had to go in. At that point, I knew when the graduation day was, and then like the previous week was all my tests, so I didn't need to do anything. And I wasn't even going to high school full time at that point to begin with. I was out by 11 a.m. because I also signed up for a vocational school that did television production, and it counted towards my high school credits because I didn't give a fuck about gym. I didn't care about, I wasn't going to get honors, the
honor cord or the honor sash,
honor roll, not honor roll, regents diplomas. Only meant stuff in California and New York. The rest of the country didn't.
Yeah, I was going to say I didn't have that.
Right? You don't get that gold seal on your graduation diploma. I don't even want that. I don't care. So I dropped math, science, all that stuff in my senior year, cleared my schedule to go do television production, and it wound up getting me a job at WNBC while I was still in high school. Yeah. Also moonlighting at WPLJ. So high school in the morning, 2 to 3 days a week television production, then working for WNBC, which was the Channel 4, the NBC News affiliate out of New York, working for them. And then also is when I started working at PLJ doing promotions for, and then eventually production, assistant, produce, whatever, real low level shit above. It's like a paid intern almost for Rocky Allen and Scott and Todd. So I'm doing all of this while in high school. I did not care about that last week. It's like, well, you still had all these days we have to make up because of the blizzard. Go fuck yourself. Well, then you may not be allowed to walk. I don't care if I walk.
They're not going to stop you from doing that.
They did. They did.
They really stop you?
They were cracking down on people that if you were not coming to school and all those things, you were not going to be allowed to walk. And I didn't care. And then it caused a problem with my parents. Well, my mom, not my dad, because my mom was just like, you worked.
The boys got a trade. Who cares? No,
but it was that guilt where it was like, it meant something. It was a lot for them. It meant something for them to see you walk and do all those things. You need to go and do all that stuff. My dad was of that same mindset, but my dad was also very business savvy, money mind, math mind, all of that stuff. Kid's doing half a day of school. He's doing television production. He's working for a news outlet in New York, plus a radio station in New York. I'm working. he didn't give a care that I didn't go to do all this petty stuff here. He's like, if I don't walk, I don't walk. Who cares? They can't tell me I can't have my diploma,
right?
Because I didn't do it. So I didn't go that last week, and I still showed up for the graduation. I think it was on a Saturday. Yeah,
really?
Like,
my graduation was like on a Wednesday.
I don't remember.
So
I remember it being a weird day, that it was inconvenient for everybody to go and have your graduation there. But yeah,
seem weird.
Did all of that.
I did think of something. So Friday, last day of school for my son. My daughter had her last day on Thursday. So I went and picked her up after work on Friday. We had done the show. We had talked about, I think the week before we had talked about your adventures at the mall where you were going to get murdered and all this stuff. She wanted to go clothes shopping. I was like, you know what? Let's go clothes shopping. You passed the 8th grade. You're going into high school. That's a cool thing. Let's get you some clothes. Took her to a mall. And I had almost the exact same response that you had. This mall was dead. There were stores closed. There were, I counted, I think 6 different toy/anime stores. I guess that's just the easiest thing to pop into
like
these
the no frill ones that are selling Funkos and shit like that.
Funkos or statues or even like tapestries of Goku.
The equivalent of those booths at a Comic-Con where they're selling the surprise boxes, but it's in like the boxes looks like the Mario coin. And you go in there, it's like you get $150 worth of merchandise for $60.
It's all lanyards.
Yeah. It's all crap.
But I couldn't believe how dead the mall was. And I started to realize, like, I think these are going out. Like, these are done. Like, you have these little outdoor malls, like the little storefronts or the big box chains, things like that. Those are fine. But these giant mega structures where you have the indoor malls and all the food court stuff, those are dying. And I couldn't believe how dead this was. Like, this is one that I used to go to high school with. I was talking to my daughter about it. And all this stuff had great memories of it. And I went in there and it was depressing. Like, it's super depressing.
You just reminded me. There was a story. I didn't know if I was going to bring it to the show or not because I don't know if it made sense. But now it does since you mentioned this. And then we'll continue with your mall thing here. But since you're talking about malls dying, there was an article that came out this week. There's this massive mall not far from me, and it's right near it overlooks Manhattan. It's like right on the Hudson. It's in Secaucus. It's right next to where the Giants and the Jets play in the Meadowlands there. It's this giant 3-station mall, has a ski lift, has the ski jumps, and I
think I remember you telling me about this place.
You can do snowboarding and all of this stuff here. Plus it has theme parks at the end. They're bringing it, they have a Nickelodeon water park is there. They have an aquarium. Like, it's just a lot. It's
the Sea Life Aquarium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same people that own Mall of America in Minneapolis, which is the biggest mall in the country. This is the second biggest mall in the country. Same people, what have you. It launched October of 2019. So it opened right in time for Halloween. And then
COVID
5 months later, it shuts down because of the pandemic, right?
Wow.
And this mall cost a lot of fucking money, and it was sitting there for 20 years because the first guy who developed the company that developed, I guess, embezzled all the money.
Oh no!
You know how it goes.
Sure.
Anyway, so this mall, it just came out, the American Dream Mega Mall on the Hudson River, right across from New York City, has been reevaluated and is now worth just half of what it cost to build.
Oh, no.
They had announced that the mall has been decreased by $800 million.
Gee, I'm looking at that. $800 million.
Right.
Ugh.
So the mall was assessed at... when it was first opened, it was assessed at $3.3 billion. It just got slashed another $800 million, with it constantly decreasing. It is now just below $2.5 billion and dropping. Now, it's a great mall. It looks fantastic. There's a lot of cool shit in there. There's always people walking around in there, but it's losing money. Now, that's an active mall. The mall that I saw, the mall that you went to, doesn't have anybody in there.
No. No, it was weird because you're right. Like there was like stores that were closed. There was like those big box anchor stores shut off. Like I think there was a Dillard still, but like the Sears was gone. Like I said, there was a ton of anime stores in there. They had some of the staples like the Tilly's and things like that. But the problem is they were all gross and dirty. Like no one cared about keeping this place
Nobody
up.
was cleaning it up. They barely locked it up.
The food court looked horrible. You had Sbarro still. But like places that like used to be Subway was like a generic place. Like here you can get like Croissant's place.
The girls working down the hall at the Charlotte Russe now look like the girls from Yellow Jackets.
Right. But yeah, they had like a hip hop place where you can get like airbrush t-shirts and all this shit. And I was like, this is gross. Like I was kind of bummed out, but it was nice to talk about like how it used to be to my daughter. And then it was bad. I couldn't believe it. Just
reminded me, you're talking about the hip hop shirts and stuff. That mall, if you can go back, you can watch the video that we did about the dying mall. It's on our YouTube channel. That area, that angle of the food court, remember at the corner, there was a lids that had the sign removed, but you could see where it was.
You could see it was lids,
and you could see like the shelving racks were still there, but none of the hats were there.
But what maybe you remember is that they definitely had one of those Chinese like massage places. And when my daughter and I walked by, and these two women were literally getting like full body massages, but like in the lobby, like you could walk by the mall after grabbing your Charlotte Russe and like watching these women they had like the towels on their heads, and they were in like they were in like bathrobes, and then they were getting their like shins and feet massaged. I'm like, why are you doing this here? Yeah, this is not the place for this. Yeah, it was so awkward, and I was just like, I was happy to get what she needed, and then we got out of there. Like, I don't want to go back, and it sucks because I used to go to that mall all the time.
Jared,
it just reminded me that.
Jared in the chat saying, even when the indoor mall is the only thing in town, it's still dying.
Yeah.
Dominique in the chat, is it the American Dream Mall? Yeah, it was the American Dream Mall. Big Red Tower saying, imagine your facial expression when you turn $800 million to dust.
Oof.
Yeah.
Mall. That's crazy. But yeah, I had gone to an indoor mall, and it felt like that same situation. Not as desolate as yours. Like there were still people, and not everything was as dark and like creepy, but there was not a lot there. And it was very surprising. Like the old Ruby Tuesday is like now some like Honduran place.
Somebody wrote to me based on the mall thing. I think it's even in the comments on that video. They were saying like, you should go back there and do video of it. Now, normally I get it. Like you want to go and you'd rather see video than photos, but I think we did a better job with the photos talking about it than going back to revisit it with the video. And I don't know what else I would do it. Like I already know what I'm looking at, so you're not getting the first time reactions to it. That's kind of like an Opie thing. Opie goes and does stuff, and then he pretends like this is all new. He hasn't seen this before, but he knows everything that he's looking at. Yeah, that's not for me. Jordan in the chat, young Jock doesn't even meet people at the mall anymore. It's not going down. Nobody goes to the malls anymore. It's really, really sad. There's a mall down in the West Palm Beach area that my mom takes one of my nieces every now and then. They go on Fridays when she's watching them to kiddie movies,
Sure.
She told me that there's an AMC theater that's at the end of a mall. Like you can go from the AMC theater into the mall.
Right.
She goes, but the entire theater complex isn't even open. Like most of the theaters are closed. Most of the concession areas are closed. You come in through the main side. They have like 2 concession things, and then have maybe 6 of the whatever amount of theaters are actually working. So you have that giant space. Do you know how creepy that would be to go into an empty movie theater that's been closed forever or closed for a long time just to walk into the theater?
I've seen like footage of stuff like that, like in Detroit, like with those ones are all going away. Like I've seen footage of that, but yeah, it would be kind of neat to go in myself and just kind of see, it's just all closed down. It's got like a thick layer of dust everywhere.
Frankie Bronson saying, yeah, the theater ones hurt since I like movies, but it's over. The theater ones, I mean, I don't know if you had this growing up, if this was part of your childhood routine, life, whatever. But, before you could drive, your parents would drop you off at the movie theater. You'd make plans like, hey, I'm going to meet up with my friends. We're going to go see whatever, right, on Friday night because it's school night. You're done with school, everybody's available. You would go there, and if it was the theater that was attached to the mall, usually right near the movie theaters you could either go to the food court or they had like a TGI.
Mine had an arcade,
an Applebee. Well, most of them used to have. What were they called? Timeouts, right?
Just depends. Yeah, they had like a timeout. Ones were like Magic Castle. Like, yeah, there's just different names for all these.
So you would go and you would eat at like the TGI Fridays before. It's like, oh, we've got an hour and a half before the movie. So you go sit down. You would tell the lady, we want to order food and stuff here. Our movies at such and such time. And they like, okay. So they would make priorities because they knew you were going to the movies. You can't do that anymore. The restaurants aren't even open anymore. Half the theaters are closed. It's a whole new world now of doing things. So
I was lucky enough.
You're getting DoorDash and watching Netflix. That's your experience of going to the movies now.
Oh yeah, to see this one. Woodpits 420 says Aladdin's Castle. Yes, definitely. Mine, the one at the mall, mine was called Aladdin's Castle. It's an arcade. So you go in and you do all arcade stuff. I lived close enough to a movie theater when I was growing up in California that me and my friend would just walk over. My mom would give us $5 each and we'd walk over. And I must have seen like Batman and Beetlejuice like 1,000 times that summer because I would just walk over and that would be my day. And then we'd go get a Thrifty ice cream and just hang out. Like I miss that kind of stuff. And I was telling my daughter the same thing. I was like, the mall's not the same.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at Aladdin's Castle here.
Yeah. Okay. Like I would tell her like, there used to be an arcade there. And like, there was the mall that we went to did have a movie theater built into it, but it was one of those like dollar theaters where like things are out of the theater for like 2 months. So now it's here.
Like matinee stuff.
Kind of. Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, you don't just drop people off like the way they used to with us.
No. Because you'd look in the newspaper too. You get home, you open the newspaper and look at the movie listing,
see what's coming out. Yeah,
yeah, and then you'd call up your friends and you coordinate. Like either their mom would drop you off at your house, or your mom would drop you off at their house, and then their parents would take you to the movies, drop you off there. You'd go and eat, and you'd call them from the payphone and say, "Hey, come pick me up. The movie's going to be done at this time. Pick me up at this time." Or sometimes you even went out from there. You left there and went to a Friendly's or to a diner or something like that. You just don't do that stuff anymore. Mall's dying. Everything's dying. This mall lost $800 million. So if that mall, which is in a prime location, has a lot of traffic, a lot of people in there, is losing $800 million, the smaller malls have no chance. I've told you this in the past. Most of the malls down by, my mom or other family members throughout Florida and stuff, a lot of the malls, like all the Sears and JCPenney's, if JCPenney's left the mall, were bought up by Amazon, their distribution stations. A lot of the malls were bought up by like universal churches.
That's weird. Or
special type of like weird homeschool kind of organization.
Yeah, like you'll see like a Franklin Academy. Like I've seen grocery stores that go under that they build like high schools into.
Right.
Like those little magna high schools that for the kids that like, can't hang out with regular kids because they start fires or something. You stick them there. Real quick, Jared and the Geek, we rode bikes to the movies and Toys R Us was next door. The mall that I went to, there was a Toys R Us that used to be there. So when we were driving, I looked at my daughter. I was like, oh, and over there used to be the Toys R Us. And she looked me dead in the eyes and said, what's Toys R Us? And I lost a little bit of my soul. I'm like, you don't even understand the joy of walking into a Toys R Us.
You know what that moment was? You ever see that video where the guy has his daughter in the back seat of the car and he plays a song?
Oh yeah, this is Creed.
He goes, "What is this?" And no, who is this? And he says the name of the group, and she goes, "Never." Like, who are they?
Yeah.
And he just looks into the camera, and then it just does an edit where he's driving.
He's by himself.
She's in the back. You see her in the rear view there, and she's running after the car as he's leaving her.
I was so bummed out. She goes,
"Can you
what's
please
Toys
recreate that with your kid when she says, what is Toys R Us?"
100%. I can
please do that. I would love to post it on here.
It bummed me out so bad. I'm just like,
yes, Jared. Gemstones had a mall church episode. Yeah. The Gemstones were all against the mall churches because they were invaded. It was like they were, I think they were buying up Kmart's or something like that.
Yeah.
And they were fighting with the ministries that were buying the mall churches.
Now, I don't know if they do this kind of thing in your area, but they do this here on Sundays. Churches rent out movie theaters. So they'll rent out a movie theater early on a Sunday morning before like the big rush happens for the weekends, and they'll hold church in one of the auditoriums. and they'll pipe in their stuff on the screen, and they'll do their guitar playing, whatever they do. But they do church services in the movie theaters around here. It's weird.
Yeah. Ugh.
I know. Could you imagine?
No.
Yeah, I worship God, and then I watch Lilo and Stitch about an hour later.
You got to get your parking validated, or the valet's out there. You pay them $5 so they can get your car.
Yeah.
Jordan saying Toys R Us, Circuit City, Radio Shack, missed the old days. There was a Radio Shack that was hanging on not far from me for the longest time, and I used to go there all the time. I have maybe I should take a photo.
Get your RC car parts and your ham radio equipment.
You know how the more manly thing is, those photos of there's guys that have those giant metal, it's almost like a filing cabinet, but it's for their tools. It's in their garage. Some of them are on wheels and stuff like that, but they're big rack units. You can pull the shelves out, and here's all like the socket wrenches. Here's all the different hammers and whatever I have, right? And then going back even further, I think I have a photo somewhere of my grandfather. His garage was his workshop, and he had like coffee cans full of washers and nails, like old chock full of nuts, and Sanka cans full of screws and washers and nails, whatever. He had old defunct beer lights that used to be at bars or at
like the St. Pauli girl one.
No, but like he was a Miller guy. He loved Miller. I don't know if it was light or whatever, but I just remember he had old Miller neon signs in there that he got from someplace. My grandfather used to work for Texaco.
Nice.
So he had a lot of Texaco stuff in there too. But he had the point I'm getting at is those type of garages, very manly, have all their tools, all those things like that. I have something like that, but it's got all kinds of Radio Shack adapters and stuff in there. There's no tools, nothing manly, but I've got a million different like splitting cables, adapters that will go from RCA to 1/4-inch jacks, all these weird kind of possibilities. You don't like, how would I ever make that connection? I have them. I never threw anything out. I still have it all there. Woodpit is saying, I still remember the smell of a Radio Shack. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was the smell of dust burning on electronics and like a musty attic, because they never would like clean the floor.
No, because no one was coming in.
Yeah. Frankie's saying, yeah, same as my grandfather. It was the Depression. You don't throw anything out, even when they had money. It was ingrained in them that this all could end.
That's why we all had glass jars full of rusty nails. Like, we can't get rid of the nails.
His was coffee cans. It was not like mason jars and stuff. But I think it was like you didn't throw them out because you never know if you could use. Like, he had a million Allen wrenches, which now come with every kind of piece of furniture. Which is funny because
I keep I keep the Allen wrenches from. I have a bunch too.
But they saved all that stuff because it was the mindset of, well, you never know. I could use that, or if something loses a screw, I've got jars and containers here that I could just pull from and do all that. I get that. If you're a guy that does carpentry or a mechanic or those kind of things, that makes all the sense in the world. That's not being a hoarder. That's being very smart and efficient. It's when you've got fucking, Target bags full of newspapers and all this other garbage laying around your house.
That's you're a hoarder at that point.
Yeah,
that's creepy.
I have like a tool cabinet that's filled with all kinds of weird cables and adapters. I spent so much money at Radio Shack. I even found a way to patch. I learned how to split copper cable from an aerial antenna we had on the house.
Nice.
That we were not using. Ran that through the wall, figured out how to ground part of it, put that into my stereo, so I could get New York City stations and New Jersey stations out on Long Island. And I was even getting Connecticut. Like I was MacGyvering all this nerdy shit that had no real impact on my life whatsoever. But I had the adapters. I was at Radio Shack all the time. And I would just go there sometimes to look and go, I don't know what that is. I don't know how I could use that, but it's on sale for $3.99. I'm just going to buy that. You take it off the peg and you do all of that.
No, I love that kind of stuff. No, I do too.
We'll have to go back. Well, because once we have the membership up, I want to do a lot of specialty episodes. I have a lot of stuff I've saved that I haven't even told you about yet that we're going to go and break down. But I think we should do an episode of defunct stores that we used to go to, not just stores that were gone. Because who goes to you don't wax poetic about like Caldors or Pergaments, You know, those kind of things where you're like, oh, this was a place you used to get paint supplies. Yeah, I know, but I didn't go there. But you remember old stores that you went to because I used to buy my records there for the first time, or I went to a Woolworths before they went away. And
I was gonna say, I get my records at Sam Goody.
Yeah, so I think that would be kind of cool. And there's videos that can do that do tours. There's people that recorded stuff back in the day, and you can go watch all that shit.
I love that.
Jordan, Blockbuster. Yeah,
I used to work at Blockbuster. That's how I learned how to splice VHS tapes.
We're going to have a lot of fun going forward.
Oh, so good.
Doing that. All right. We need to move on to some other
real
things.
quick. Woodpit 420, Long's Drugs. I used to go to Long's Drugs when I lived in California. We'd go to the movie theater. It was a United Artists movie theater. We'd see Batman 89, and then we'd go to Long's Drugs, who had the Thrifty ice cream. And the Thrifty ice cream, they had that specialty ice cream scoop that shaped it in like a cylinder. So they like smashed it into the ice cream. They glit it, and then your ice cream wouldn't be shaped like a normal ice cream cone. It wouldn't be rounded. It'd have this weird cylinder shape. It got to the point where
I'm intrigued.
I bought one of those ice cream scoops. You can get them on Amazon. They're like $30, and I love it because it just reminds me of like ice cream when I was a kid. I'd always get like strawberry or pistachio ice cream, and just so good. Yeah, no, I can go on a long nostalgic trip because Jared the Geek saying Long's next to Lucky. Stater Brothers. If you're a California native, Stater Brothers, I think they still have them, but they're not, around as much. But yeah, I used to love.
I want to do this, but I want to plan it out to an extent. Like, have the clips, have the pictures, have our notes done. Like, there's things I won't tell you just so that you can get your first reaction. But we're not just going to do it like this, where we're waxing poetic and trying to remember things on the fly. I want to have it all planned out and ready so that, you present the stuff that I'm not familiar with and vice versa, going through all of that stuff. Yeah,
because I think there is a big disconnect between like how you grew up on the East Coast and how I was in the West Coast area.
Right.
Because I moved to Arizona when I was young, like in junior high going into high school, but I still had a good part of my life in California on the West Coast where I just love doing that kind of stuff. So
I think I found the thing you were talking about. Let me bring this
the ice cream scoop.
I think this might be it. Let me take a look.
I was going to say, if you go to Amazon, you can just look up Thrifty ice cream scoop.
Yeah, but I'd like to have a photo.
Yeah.
Is that's
the one. Yep.
It looks like a gun handle. Gun.
Yeah, it was great. You would just smash it in there and then you'd pull it out and then you just pull the handle and it just pops your ice cream right on there. And it had like almost like a flat top to the ice cream. So you could stack. You would order like 3 and 4 scoops and they would be perfectly balanced on just a regular sugar cone. It was the best. Wow. It was the best.
That looks amazing.
It's fantastic. It's like $30. You can get it like on Amazon.
Okay.
It's one of my favorites.
Well done. All right. I'll have to look for that. But yeah, let's plan out some things like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We need to move forward. We're already an hour into this thing and we haven't really gotten to anything.
Wrap it up. Let's go. I'm hungry now.
We've just been vamping the entire time. I want to talk a couple quick video game things here with you.
Sure.
Before we go into some other stuff. I found the video that you had sent me. I played the wrong one last week. This was the video of you playing Fortnite with Darth Vader.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I appreciate the plug.
Yeah, great.
I'm going to have to get the game now to try to talk to him to see if I can get high quality versions of him saying the name of me in the show and all of us.
I can try to get some better footage, and I can even try to maybe like stream it at the same time so you can pull it right off of Twitch for it.
All right, let's take a look.
And what is the substance of this podcast? Mandalorian. Does it reveal weaknesses in the Force or merely distract you from your training?
Mainly distracts me from my training.
Training should not be a distraction, Mandalorian. Focus. What is the nature of this distraction?
The podcast name is It's Eric Nagel.
So, Mandalorian, this Eric Nagel is the host of the distraction.
It's so
this
funny.
Eric Nagel someone you admire? Does he teach you of the dark side?
Very often.
Often. Is this Eric Nagel a constant presence in your thoughts, Mandalorian? Do you find yourself contemplating his wisdom, even amidst battle?
He is more like a formidable enemy.
You dick.
Well, it's so
You're
funny.
embarrassing
because,
me in front of the Dark Lord.
You can just talk to it, and it's so weird because like it takes that half second, thinks about what you said, and in response to it. My kid was having a fantastic time with that. He was asking all kinds of weird stuff. So
And then he's like, "Shut up, kid. Go ask your parents."
this walking carpet out of the way.
So that was you getting Darth Vader to talk about us. That's fantastic.
Yeah, it's fun.
I want to talk about something that is really completely stupid. And there's a lot of stupid things.
And that
in video
wasn't.
games. No, that was fantastic. So did you see that about a month ago, there was a battle pass, an event pass, every game calls it something different, where you would get decorative weapons and things for Call of Duty, but also you could download and be Seth Rogen.
Oh, yeah, I saw something about that because they do this all the time where they add like they've had Snoop, they've had all kinds of Cheech and Chong is in there, and they just had
for Call of Duty though.
No, none of it does. They had Jay and Silent Bob in it.
Yeah, this whole weed theme they've been doing for a long time.
Been doing it for years. Yeah.
I know there's people getting high and playing these games. I get it, but the theme of the game has nothing to do.
I love how you were like questioning the weed theme in a video game.
Yeah,
you know the clientele that plays this game, right?
Yes, but it's not in the game environment. Now,
true.
If you're running around on a mountain and you just ran into Jay and Silent Bob behind a building smoking up, that is fantastic. That makes
like a
sense.
weird Easter egg, yeah.
But it doesn't make sense if they're there in fucking Call of Duty. So they bring Seth Rogen in.
That one was weird for me.
You can play Seth Rogen. I pulled a clip because I wanted to show you this because this is him, the controls, how you can fight as him, and also his finishing move.
Yeah, because they all do weird finishing moves. Because like I downloaded I think it was stuff from the Trick or Treat movies, Sam, and I was doing all that stuff. But yeah, this one I don't get. I read about it, but I never like looked it up because I was like, Seth Rogen, really?
Yeah, take a look at this. He's dressed like Doug Stanhope.
Like, does he dress like this? Like, is this a Okay, that's kind of funny.
The event pass, there's still more to go. The event pass is called High Art.
Okay. Well, see, I know Seth Rogen does a lot of pot-themed pottery and ceramics. Like during the pandemic, he was making like ashtrays and smoking apparatus.
That. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to have this in a game that's all about fucking like war simulations. I don't get it. He's shooting, he's kicking, he's punching.
Oh my God.
That's his finishing move.
So he just smokes and laughs at you.
He smokes a joint and then he points like an emoji, like an emote from Sea of Thieves, where he just pointed and fake laughing at you.
He didn't even laugh though. Like, is there audio to that? Like, he didn't even get the signature Seth Rogen laugh.
I don't know. I just pulled this from some gameplay.
Interesting. But I think you would feed that stupid laugh on like that he does.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that like he tried to do it and like his kills are accidental.
Yeah.
It's a funny bit, but I just still don't understand why he's in the game.
Yeah, it's dumb. He looks like, then they dress him like Doug Stanhope, and Doug Stanhope's been dressing like this for 20 years. And it wasn't just like for a bit. It was a choice. It's a lifestyle that Doug has. He wears clothes like this.
It's just, it's weird timing because he just came out with a show on Apple TV, which I want to watch and I haven't watched it, called The Studio. And it looks really good. Like, it's getting good reviews, but this came out around the same time. And I just don't understand. Is this like some weird cross promotion or something? Like, he's not even doing the laugh. It bums me out.
Maybe he does in another video stuff, but this is just what I found.
Right.
To bring it to the show here, but just
that doesn't make sense.
No, not at all. There was no sense to be made out of any of that. All right, we got to move on because we got to try to keep moving the show around here. I was going to show you this dance guy, but we're going to have to save that for next week because I have more pressing issues to show you here. I want to bring your attention to something again that we talked about last week. That was a trend that I noticed by OnlyFans creators that they were doing on platforms where they had to be less risque and they can't show anything. Right?
I ran across the video that we played last week on Instagram today. Like literally today. Like it's been a whole week. I haven't seen anything come up, and today it happened. I'm like, we watched this last week. I can't believe this finally showed up in my feeds.
All right. So we're going to recap. I'm going to show you the 2 that we watched last week and then explain where we're going.
My name's Allison, and today I'm going to teach you how to use one of
That's
these.
the one.
Actually, I don't know how to use one of these. My name is not Allison, but for $7.99, you can see my pussy.
Hi, my name is Daphne, and I'm going to show you how to hit the perfect slap shot. Actually, my name is Riley. I don't even know what this thing is, but for 50% off, you can watch me put it in my pussy.
Okay.
I'm not going to lie. That backyard looks like it could be in Arizona.
I'm sure it is. There's a lot of porn.
Big grass, blue sky. Oh, trust me. I know.
So I said I've been seeing these for a while. They show up on TikTok or your Explore, whatever the page is for Instagram.
For you,
right?
yeah.
So, and I was like, oh, there were other ones, and I couldn't find them, but those were the 2 I found right before the show last week. And I said, if any more come up, I'll put them together. I got bombarded with a bunch of them since then. Now, it wasn't, which is weird because it wasn't that I was playing these videos, so the algorithm is adjusting to it. Those were 2 random videos I found sometime last week, and I've watched plenty of other different things since then. But after doing the show and then over the weekend, I went to look at it. These were showing up all over the place. So I was pulling all of them that I can. Now, this is just a montage of the same concept that they're all doing. Nobody has a creative. I don't know who the original one was. It probably was some kind of, because they all have talent agencies too. Those OnlyFans people, especially, well, they're not even porn girls anymore because porn's not really even a thing. It's all adult performers doing it on their own. They're not with porn companies. They either do OnlyFans or they do their own stuff, right? So they all have representation. So maybe some kind of talent company came up with the concept, and these are all the clients from that company that are all being told to do this script. I put together a giant montage of this. So we are going to sit here and enjoy this because there's more to come after this that you're not going to believe where they're going.
My name is Amy Bambi, and today I'm going to show you how to throw a football. Just kidding. I don't know how to throw a football.
Well, first of all, she threw
looks
the
like
football,
Britney Spears.
Right, but she threw the football right into the, she's in an arcade.
Right.
And she threw the football right into the hole. Like she was trying to say, I don't know how to throw a football. She threw it pretty good and weak-handed too.
Look, if someone's going to know about holes, it's going to be this woman.
Bambi, and today I'm going to show you how to throw a football. Just kidding. I don't know how to throw a football, but for $10, you can see my.
Hi, I'm Country Girl Katie, and I'm going to teach you everything you need to know about a horse's mane. So first, actually, my name's not Katie, and I don't know anything about a horse's mane. But for 50% off, you can see my pussy.
Hi, my name's Holly, and I'm going to teach you guys how to play cornhole. My name isn't Holly, and I don't know how to play cornhole, but for 50% off, you can see my pussy. My name's Smiley, and today...
So now, see where it's evolving? It's the same act.
Now it's the same person.
Former, whatever you want to call it. She's doing multiple as different names now. Frankie Bronson saying, yeah, like those streamers are all under an umbrella or something. Yeah, they all have representation. So I think it's like an advertising thing.
Right.
They all go through here.
I'm going to teach you guys how to grill. My name's not Miley, and I'll definitely burn your meat, but for 50% off, you can see my pussy.
Hi guys, my name is Ashley, and today I'm going to teach you guys how to go-kart race. Just kidding. I don't know anything about go-kart racing, and my name is Ashley, but for 80% off, you can see my pussy.
My name's Kaylee, and this is how you save somebody from drowning.
First of all, she said drowning.
I know. She put that D in there. I'm like, ugh.
Like Ralph Wiggum.
Right.
She's blonde, wearing
like
red bikini.
Tastes like burning.
Yeah, trying to look like a Baywatch lifeguard.
That's how you save somebody from drowning.
There's some guy in the pool there splashing around pretending like he's drowning.
Actually, I don't know how to save anybody from drowning, but for
drowning. She said it again.
less than a cup of coffee, you can see my pussy.
Yeah, see, that's how all these videos go, right?
Like some of them, like first of all, she's wearing socks. This is upsetting me. I'm upset right now that she's wearing socks in this pool. Second, you can tell some of them know how to like kind of act, and then the ones that are just too stupid.
I took the scroller off for a second so you can see. She's got socks on in the pool.
In the pool.
Yeah.
I'm upset.
Okay.
That's upsetting.
Right. Woodpit saying, Christ, do something original. No.
Right?
Now, these are the ones I pulled, and that's a lot.
Yeah.
There
that
were
is a
way
lot
more that were showing up. I was like, I can't keep doing a whole thing. Like, we'd be here for 10 minutes of 1,000 of these girls doing the same kind of script for this thing, right? Frankie Bronson saying the school didn't work out. Shocking. The pimp is the one who's drowning. Oh, maybe that should be the episode title.
The pimp is drowning.
No, just drowning. We don't have any other suggestions so far, so we'll go with that. Someone should buy OnlyFans and shut it down. Look, if you know the history, OnlyFans was meant for bands and artists and creators and stuff. It was supposed to be one of those platforms.
Could you imagine, like, you're an actual creator wanting to create things or do cosplay and things like that? And OnlyFans, you're right, was meant for that sort of thing, but it's all porn.
Yeah.
Like, it's just all porn.
Well, that's what happened. You know, when the porn industry, for the most part, when the porn industry adapts to a platform or a format or something, that's the one that's going to be successful. We've talked about this in the past. That's what drove VHS over Betamax, which drove Blu-ray over HD DVD. You know, those kind of, it got DVD even going more than the videotapes because porn adapted to it. A lot of these things is all, if porn adapts to it and makes it profitable, then everybody else follows suit. It's like, oh yeah, NBC's on this on Snapchat. Well, Snapchat was about, you know, teens sending inappropriate shit to other teens. Now you're putting it on the scroll to join NBC News on Snapchat. No one's going to Snapchat.
Yeah, but for 50% off, you can see NBC's.
For 50% off, you can see Lester Holt's what? What?
Gross.
NBC. Jesus Christ. Tom from Alberta. Eric likes the socks in the pool because he hates feet. All right, you caught me on that. I have what I call an anti-foot fetish.
He's anti-feet.
Yeah. If they shut it down, another one would pop up immediately. Well, there's a few Fansly. Yeah, that's the other one, Fansly, and then there's one that I saw. Shit.
There's one in like Britain, like England has like their own version of OnlyFans too. I've seen that.
I saw two different celebrities pushing this other platform now that I never heard of for their own exclusive content. And the one of them, oh, here it is Bella Thorne, who got a shit ton of negative press because she signed up for OnlyFans for like a week, made $3 million, didn't really put anything on there. And then all the sex workers and sex content creators got all pissed off because she was taking money away from them who need that money. So Bella, and there's another actress that I saw on Twitter was pushing this too. I don't know the other one. It's escaping me at the moment, but Bella Thorne's pushing this thing called Passes.
Oh, I've heard of this one too.
Okay. Because like for her thing here, it says, with join my Passes, you'll see stuff you won't see anywhere else. You'll get behind the scenes footage of my life, access to my directorial debut, life travel updates, exclusive photos and short videos.
Remember when that was called Instagram? I remember Instagram.
Yeah. So this company must have spent a ton of money on her, or she bought in. Because when you see celebrities pushing really hard for a company, either they got paid a ton of money or they bought into it, and that's why they're going hard. Remember when Justin Timberlake bought MySpace thinking he could revive it as a music?
Yeah, they were going to revive it as like a music like streaming site and all this stuff. And I was like,
Intersect saying Loyal Fans is a site I've heard of. I've never heard of Loyal Fans.
You misspelled subscribe to.
Okay. It never has. That was a lie. It was started by a porn guy. What OnlyFans was?
I don't know. I've always heard that it was like a develop, like because I've seen it was legit
like a band musician kind of platform. Yeah, whatever. They all start with good intentions and then they sell out to porn. It's how it goes.
It's like, oh no, there's this band I really like, but for 80% off, they keep showing me things I don't want to see.
They keep showing me her puss. Yeah, maybe that could be a tone too. For 50% off. You can
save us from drowning.
Our P asterisks. Okay, that could be title. We'll see if that pushes through Apple and iHeart and all that stuff.
Yeah, Casey's saying Jordan is going to pay to join her OnlyFans just so he can yell at her about her socks. Damn right I would.
Big Red Tower brings up a great point. Her whistle seems unsanitary. Yeah, look where it's hanging.
Yeah, it depends on where you put it.
Now, if she said, for $5 a month, you can see my puss blow a whistle.
You can see me whistle, but not with my mouth.
I think I could scrape up $5 for the month. I would love to see that kind of content.
I would really actively want people to donate to this show just so we can get that content.
Yeah. Implying I subscribe to that stuff implies I'm a better person than I am. Okay. What you do on your own time is your own. Jared the Geek saying it was founded by Timothy Stokely, a British entrepreneur in the adult content industry in 2016. All right, if that's the case, then I didn't know. I was made aware of OnlyFans being an outlet for bands and merchandise and that kind of shit, and then that I guess the narrative that the news told us was that the porn industry or whatever adopted it and that became the home for it. But
so in November 2016, Tim Stokely founded OnlyFans as a platform for performers to directly monetize their content interactions. So performers is how you get around porn stars. So, people doing bands and stuff like that. He sunk 10,000 pounds from his father, Guy Stokely, of course. He had previously founded the websites Glam Girls and Customs for You. So yeah, he was definitely into porn. Jeez, that's crazy.
All right. What else do we have here? Woodpit. Remember when people were subscribing and sending pictures to the woman's dads?
Oh my God. They did just pass like a revenge porn thing. So I probably couldn't get away from that now. Get a felony.
I don't know. Is it revenge porn if it's pixelated? Like if you blur this stuff out?
I don't know.
Is that considered revenge porn then?
I don't know, but I know what our thumbnail is going to look like.
I don't think you get charged with revenge porn. I think because I mean, when Zia started up her OnlyFans thing, I remember her talking to me about the legal stuff that she was going through with it.
She had to block a lot of sites using.
Well, she got a lawyer that went through a bigger law firm to get this going. From what I mean, maybe we could talk to her. I don't know, but from what I remember, or at least I understood what she was talking about, it's copyright infringement. It's not like revenge porn stuff that you stole girls' naked photos and put them online.
Right.
It's because they were for sale behind a paywall that it's not revenge porn. Then it's considered copyright.
Yeah, in those cases, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so that's how they get everything taken down because there's stronger laws on the books for that stuff than the revenge porn kind of thing. But anyway, so that was part one of this weird trend with OnlyFans people. That is weird. Right? Part two now is that was a thing, and and it's going well. It's showing up in places. People are seeing it. But then you have to go, all right, this is a success. What's next? What's the next angle? How does this evolve? And it's already started. Because now you're getting similar concepts, but going in strange directions. Again, these are all OnlyFans or content providers for what other platforms and stuff, right? Look where this is evolving to.
Hey, walk into me again and I'll show you exactly who I am. Hi, I'm Yuji, and for $3 a month, you can see my...
Hi, I'm Ashley, and I'm going to show you how to change a tire. Actually, I'm not Ashley, and I don't know anything about tires, but for 50% off, you can see my big, fat, juicy tip.
Pause it. Yeah. It took me so long to see the thing in the background dancing.
All right, you want to go back?
Yeah, please go back.
Okay.
She's probably filming at an old mall right now.
Hi.
Yeah, it looks like she's outside an old Sears service center. But you're talking about the monstrosity back there dancing?
What the hell is going on back behind her? Like I'm sitting there going, she has no tools. I'm upset about this whole thing. And then I'm looking behind her and it's like,
okay, look at this.
Random.
I'm Ashley, and I'm going to show you how to change a tire. Actually, I'm not Ashley, and I don't know anything about tires, but for 50% off, you can see my big, fat, juicy tip.
I'm Catalina. I'm reporting live. There's been a huge explosion. It kind of reminds me of me last night. I should call him.
I mean, that's kind of funny. That one was funny. She looked like Jeff Bezos' girlfriend, but that was funny.
She's doing like a reporter on the street kind of thing. She's in a skimpy American flag bikini with a microphone, walks over to an exploded fire hydrant. It's just shooting off into the street. And she's like, oh, I was gushing like that last night. I should call the guy I was with. Why are you explaining all that? We can see it. Yeah, there's the radio audience. We got to kind of paint the picture too. They can't see everything. All right, this girl's sitting in a truck.
Hey, excuse me. This is a pretty cool car. What do you do for work?
Oh, thank you. I actually take it up the ass.
Okay.
See?
Jesus Christ.
That's where it's evolving. They're not even trying to be clever
they're not even
with
trying
it
to be
anymore.
subtle anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely F dudes for money.
Yeah.
Excuse me. This is a pretty cool car. What do you do for work?
Oh, thank you. I actually take it up the ass.
Okay.
Okay. I got to point this out too. I've seen a pink Jeep. I don't know if it's this area, but I know it was somewhere not far in New Jersey on one of the highways. I saw a pink Jeep, had the OnlyFans address sticker.
I've seen those
made for the tinted window in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're driving up there, there's the OnlyFans handle. It's advertising. It's what they do for a living. I also thought it kind of, doesn't you think that kind of put that girl in danger?
I mean,
guy goes,
maybe.
OnlyFans thing, she could, people stalk her, could follow her around to a parking lot or something.
It's possible.
Dangerous, but this is the world we live in now. It's all about marketing and branding. Jordan, this girl might be the one for you.
Where are the men who like girls for their geekiness? Because my algorithm must be jacked up. I keep getting sent to all these random guys that are like, oh, Legos are for kids and Lord of the Rings is boring. And okay, that's fine. You can have your own opinion, but I'm just looking for somebody who is going to love me for my geekiness. And, is that you?
Okay.
Yeah, she already talks too much to be an OnlyFans model. She's going on a rant.
I apologize because I couldn't find a couple others. This same exact script is being done by other women.
Really?
I
They're
saw
trying to go the
two other
geeky route?
ones. There was a girl with a brown top, and I forgot what the third one was. But they were all doing the same script. The guys were making fun because I like Legos. We're the geeky. It's to the letter.
Yeah, they're
doing this.
Trust me, those geeky guys that are trying to do OnlyFans, you already got their money. Trust me, most of those guys are already subscribing.
There are I forgot what I was going to say here. All right. It'll come back to me, but I'll describe the lady here for the radio audience. She's wearing a one of those sundresses kind of things, but it's not wrapped around her neck. She's holding them with her fist over her boobs, or else they're going to fall off while she's having this deep conversation that guys just don't respect her for her mind and her interests.
Like, gotta be geeky.
Yeah, but they're all doing the Lego script. So if I find more, I'll bring them back for round 3 next week. But
sure.
They're all saying it's like, well, I like Legos. We're the guys that like Legos. And all I kept thinking was Jordan likes Legos.
I do like Legos.
I should send it over there.
Just finished a couple sentences.
Is that you?
All right. Now we've already started going to strange territory with this. This is now where the bizarre batshit crazy girls who are doing OnlyFans come into play.
I actually have no other option but to pop this on the
All right.
But why? Was she even promoting an OnlyFans, or did you just find a fart?
Yes. Now this branch of promotion doesn't talk about the OnlyFans stuff in the video, but in their descriptions,
it's all linked.
Say that they all, because they can't say it on Instagram and TikTok, so they say the spicy sites, or they put chili pepper emojis, whatever. And then there's a link that links to their another account that they don't care if it gets shut down, that has their OnlyFans link, or it links to one of those websites with the branches.
Yeah,
for all that stuff that links to there. So now they're not even mentioning OnlyFans in their content. They're just doing weird shit to get your attention because they're in all cases an attractive woman doing weird or disgusting shit in order to bypass a lot of the restrictions that gets their stuff taken down. I do want to point out, if you look at this video right here, what we're seeing is a girl with a PVC pipe, right? Look at her television.
So weird.
Look at her television, all right?
Right.
This is her in another video that we're going to watch at the end of this package, because I was looking at this video. I'm like, what's on the television?
I have to find this video.
I went and looked for it, and I am so glad that I did, because it is just bizarre. Here we go. Hold on.
Oh, why?
She farted in that PVC pipe like it was a
Oh my god! It's like a vuvuzela.
I know. Oh, super chat coming in. Intersect with $10. Thank you. Lego mentioned time to help Jordan's Lego habits.
I just finished 2 sets. I got my my Mario Kart right there.
Oh wow!
Bigger. And then they had a special. I'll show you the box. You had to like send away.
No, we're not doing this. Oh, Jared the Geek, only Legos fans, $5 coming in there. We're not paying for his Lego obsession.
And I got this one for free with my Lego points, the blue shell to go with it.
You're gonna throw it at your kids like down the stairs?
I'm gonna throw real turtles at them. Catch that.
Frankie Bronson saying, "Is this the career path, or you got Elon to knock you up?"
I mean, yeah, probably. I think he's got like 30 kids. I can't believe.
Now I'm going to play the Bill and Ted time game here because I'm thinking about this. She, like I just said, she used the PVC pipe like a didgeridoo to fart into this thing. I'm going to say this now, and I bet you it shows up for next week. We'll see some girl with a vuvuzela, like they use at soccer games, British football games, that kind of stuff there, doing the same thing. So I'm saying it now, and what did the kids say? Manifesting it, willing it into existence that some girl is doing that. I don't find this attractive. I don't find this hot. I am not a fan.
Nor do I want any of our people in the chat to make this happen either, please.
I am not a fan.
I don't need the Frankie Bronsons playing the saxophone.
Goof humor.
Yeah, I'm not. No.
But I'm just reporting.
No, see, like, no, I'm a child. I'm a 15-year-old kid. I think some of it's kind of funny. I'll laugh, but it's just also weird. Like, this is weird. Like, I don't find this attractive. Like, this is not going to get me to subscribe to your OnlyFans.
Jared's calling it a dingleberry do.
Yeah, like I said, it's a vuvuzela. It had some echo to it too.
Now, this is at some kind of.
Oh, I don't like the fact that they got kids involved
store.
now.
I don't know what kind of store this is, but she's walking up to the service counter here. She just took the microphone that addresses, I guess, the PA system.
Yeah, it's like calling the number 7 up to the. Oh no.
Okay, let's see where this goes. A lady's screaming at her because she took the microphone thing, and she's like, ma'am, you can't have that. Oh, I went back a little too far. Here we go.
Oh no. Oh, look, but look, the worker just like is laughing. She goes, I can't believe that just happened.
It's fucking gross.
It's really gross.
It really is gross.
Because this is somewhere where people like this. I don't even know where this is. Like a go-kart place or something. I don't know if it's a service center or
something. But if you're just walking, like if you're in a Walmart or a Home Depot,
I've seen people do it on the intercom.
And if you hear that coming on, I would laugh. If I heard that showing up on the PA system, I would laugh. It's gross, but I would laugh at this. I'm laughing at this. Okay.
Oh, you found. Okay, this is the girl.
This is the girl. This is the video that she had on the TV when she was using the PVC pipe.
She's gonna ruin that stock pot. I don't know if I like where this is going.
Here we go. No, this isn't the video. This is an offshoot. Sorry, the other one's still to come.
I'm gonna.
Oh, that sounded wet.
Into a stainless steel pot.
Gross. Everyone's got the same idea.
Yeah.
Wood Pit gonna get pink eye. Jared the Geek gonna get pink eye. Yeah, it's gross. It's really gross.
I'm gonna fart in his face. Just see what it sounds like.
But why?
She just does
These
this.
women need to burn their underwear after some of the ones that we're hearing.
That girl said her spit on that thing. That's boring. I'm farting on it. Exactly. Speak to him, Toothless.
Okay. I know. Tua wasn't bad enough. Now she's going to fart on that thing. Here's the final one. This is the video that was on the television.
Is she on one of those little, what are those hoverboard things?
No, I think she's on a skateboard.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, she's on.
She's on one of those rip sticks or something that they call them.
Yeah, where the feeding is, the footing is different on each side.
Speak to him, Toothless.
It's so, oh God, it's so gross.
You see what's coming. You know what's coming. But then just the constant motion of the skateboard with the pot as she quickly goes off camera.
Hi, Giddles.
So gross.
Giddles calls it Plop Tua. Plop Tua is a good one. We got Rip One Sticks. Like, I hate them. But that last one was funny.
Yeah, that last one was kind of funny. It definitely
because you know what? I couldn't ride one of those things. So the fact that she could ride one of those, still pull that off.
She's got better
she might get a $5 bill
than
from
I
me.
do.
Yeah, I couldn't do that. Oh, so gross.
It's just so dumb.
That's stupid. And what's great is that you're like the other ones are at least saying, oh, for 50% off, you could do this. And like, at least they're promoting this. These women are literally just farting. And then you're supposed to just assume like, hey, that really got to me. I'm going to go and check out their links.
Right.
Oh, that last one just makes me laugh. And it's
it's working. I mean, we're talking about it. I mean, we're not
stupid.
talking about it in the sense of that we're going to these people's sites and stuff. But the trend, you start to see the pattern and you go, all right, this is my job. I got to compile these things. What are you watching? These horrible fart videos of OnlyFans.
OnlyFans fart content.
I can't even explain.
I can't
just, and a family sees this show, they know all the years of O&A and everything else I've done. And like, this is what he does.
You got to understand the coordination that you have to have, that you have to know that you're about to fart. You're on that little ripstick, you're doing a lap, and you plan it that is a gross level of talent that I don't even want to know about. Oh.
Amazing balance.
Yeah, look, good balance. Oh. It's so stupid.
All right. Jared the Geek saying, every day we move further from God. Amen, my friend. Amen. Casey saying, well, I just found out I'm a 12-year-old boy today.
I was probably laughing.
Well, this is going to be fun to talk about in social situations. I know you guys run in the same circles and for certain things.
At a work meeting.
Any new business tonight? Yeah. Can I bring up the show Jordan does? I brought a clip. It's like, what?
Like, how can we title the show? The echo. Like,
but it's all in the, it's a fluid motion of just, she's effortlessly guiding that skateboard. And then it just kind of swings around. It's like almost like a Simpsons gag.
It's like a ballerina, just smooth.
All right. Now we talk about the weird trends with OnlyFans women on social media platforms in order to generate business.
Right.
Well, this is apparently leaked into other industries too, because now industries that you would think wouldn't be going in this direction, being this brave with content choices, is starting to happen.
Okay.
And it's now affecting the real estate industry in a big, big way, because there are realtors who are finding new ways to find clients and sell properties in very unorthodox fashions.
If any one of these realtors fart into a bucket, I'm out. 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I'm sure it'll happen.
We're going to take you first down to Tampa, Florida, because of course, Florida. This is a realtor. Her name is Brianna Banasiski.
Mm-hmm.
This is legitimate. Now you can watch the content and you're like, this is all made up. Yeah, it's made up for being creative. But she's a legit realtor. Licensed, tied to a real estate agency. And this is how now they're trying to sell properties on social media. Let me give out her Instagram so we can, I'll do it at the end of the video here.
Can hate me. This house is $1.3 million. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, located in the pink streets of St. Pete. Please share this with your rich friends. I'm going to share it with the neckbeards in my DMs who keep offering me money to see pictures of my feet. Joke's on you, I have athlete's foot. I am way too poor to be in this house right now. Seriously though, when I was in elementary school and they would have those canned food drives, they'd be like, Brianna, why haven't you brought in any cans? I'm like, these are going to my house. Write my initials on the top of the can. I bet it ends up in my pantry. You think rich people sit here and talk about how rich they are? Honey, I think we should buy a new vacation home. But darling, the interest rates are over 6%. Who cares? Oh, you're a hoot. Bring me more wine and Xanax. Did you guys ever eat struggle meals as a kid? My favorite one was mixing every condiment we had with croutons. That used to be a struggle meal, and now it's a $65 entree at a Michelin star restaurant. Share this with someone who can afford a $1.3 million home and then have them DM me because I'm taking sugar daddy applications. That's a joke. Stay out of my DMs, neckbeards. This is a...
Okay. While she's doing
that's
all
a funny
this,
bit.
while she's doing all this, she's showing you the rooms of the house.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And in the description gives you the coding for the listing that they have for this. And with in her bio, phone number, email, website, all that stuff. Contact her if you want to take a look at these properties and what have you. They're finding creative ways to get you to watch the videos because then maybe you'll buy these houses. I put 4 of them together here. So that was the first one. Here's the next one.
Big bitch for a home built in 1940. It's giving big energy. 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 1,440 square feet. Just enough living space for you and your family to play strip poker. I haven't seen an island this big since Jeffrey Epstein. Help me, stepbrother. I'm stuck in the washer.
All right. Let's explain that for the radio audience. She's laid sprawled out on the island in the kitchen for cooking, right? So the Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Sure.
This part is very clever. She's got her head and part of her torso stuck in the washing machine for the trope of women always being stuck in the dryer or the washing machine or the dishwasher. They need help, and then the guy just decides to sexually assault her instead of getting her out of the appliance.
Oh, so funny.
This home is equipped with a surveillance system so you can easily spy on your wife while she texts other men. It's been a long time since I've had hemorrhoids. This accent tile really brings out the fact that our society is severely addicted to social media and it will cause irreparable damage to our brains. Cute. I used to take baths with my mom until I was 17. The only thing stopping you from buying this home is your massive amount of student loan debt. I'm not the one who told you to get a degree in hospitality. What the fuck is that? This house is also near the river, which is perfect for trust fund babies whose daddy bought them a boat. You can also see manatees, but I'm sure you see your mom all the time. Of course, I'm in a fucking...
Okay, so that was house number 2.
That was a nice looking house.
Right. Now she's moving to some of the higher listing properties on her list. These are $1 million homes.
Jeez.
Okay. Going on here.
She's dressed like she's
also see manatees, but I'm sure you see your mom all the time. Of course, I'm in a fucking gated golf course community. I feel like I'm at Donald Trump's golf course.
It's 4 bedrooms, 5 bathrooms. I walked in, I said, wow, that's a lot of bathrooms. Beautiful Tarpon Springs. How many square feet? A lot of people are asking. And I'll tell you, it's a lot of square feet. It's too bright, turn it off.
I honestly can't believe people call golfing a sport. You want me to call John Daly an athlete? No. If John Daly's an athlete, then I'm Mila Kunis. If golf is a sport, then pool is a sport. If slamming a bunch of balls together is a sport, I'm an Olympic champion. How long have you worked here? They give you a 401k or... This is the perfect place to shower after you're done golfing. Rinse off that other woman's perfume so your wife can't smell it. They have a movie theater. Play Sydney Sweeney walking backwards. Play Ana de Armas kissing POV 4K. Play Sydney Sweeney jumping up and down. This pool is huge. I can see all the golfers in their pastel shorts. Smells like Sperry's just had a sale. Share this with one of your friends who plays golf every Sunday. You guys are gonna...
Okay, so that's the third one.
I have a pair of Sperry's.
Well, but saying she's got to be an amateur comedian, or she's
got good delivery,
writer, right? It's all it's fantastic. I gave her a follow because a lot of her videos are funny.
Can hate me. This house is $1.3 million. 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, located in the pink streets.
Yeah.
Oh, did I put the? Oh, I must have.
You must have threw it.
Oh, I screwed it up with the 4th one. Okay. So anyway, you're seeing the trend here.
That's funny.
Okay. So now realtors are starting to break into the content creation game here with not just showing 360 views and drone footage and all that kind of stuff. Now they're being creative with it. Well, let's go out to the West Coast in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oh, wait. Let me give out Brianna's Instagram because we owe that to her. Her Instagram is at Tampa_BRE. She's representing for all the gangsters all across the world. Hit the corners with the Lolos, girls. Still BRE. Give her a follow. Tell her we said hello. All right. We're now in the San Francisco Bay Area, this realtor. Her name is Fantine Daluz.
Oh, great.
Or Daluz. I don't know how you pronounce it. How do I set this up? She goes the creative funny route like the other one did. But then she starts to make this her own, whether it's the right way to do it or the wrong way to do it.
She went off script, is what you're saying.
She went off script and she's like, fuck this. I'm going just to steer really hard into
roll with it
and see where this goes.
It's more spacious than Mia Khalifa's.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we're starting strong. Located in Menlo Park, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, and 2,556 square feet of damn, this house is nice. Cook, host, or pretend like you meal prep. The space does it all. Do you want to f your here? Here? Here?
Oh my
Menlo
God.
Park listings don't last long. Tour it now before it disappears faster than your browser history. This market's harder to get into than Diddy's first time with Justin. Let's see why Burlingame's so exclusive. The median home sale price here is higher than Diddy's bond, hovering around 4.4 million. Don't bother if you're not serious. Homes are sitting about 104 days. Slow, but owners are just trying to get their bag. You feel? And if you do make it in, you made it. Mama made it. Do you want to make it out the hood? DM me. EBT? Not accepted.
Okay. You see what
I gotta say, she's not as funny.
She's not. Yeah, she's trying.
She's tried too hard. Yeah. She's trying to appeal to the young crowd that ain't going to buy this house.
Okay. For the radio audience, she is an Asian lady trying to do this. She's very soft with the delivery, what have you. The content is, if you had a stronger person to execute it, the content's good. She's just very weak at it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she started to realize that this wasn't the direction to go. So let's just see what some of the creative choices she decided to make going forward, shall we?
You want the top dollar, but your house smells like Ming Dynasty p***y. No. Ling Ling say, clean house, stage house, price smart. Otherwise, you sit long time, no offer. Just rookie. Ling Ling no understand. You say you want the house.
She's wearing one of those, what do they call, rice hats?
Like rice patty hats or something.
Rice patty hats.
The fact that she had this, like just ready to go, means she prepared for this.
Yeah,
this wasn't like she just pulled it out of thin air, or whoever had this house has it.
Right.
You know pre-approval? You like a fight. You stupid, man. What you gonna do? You gonna pay to the mortgage god? No. You call the lender, you show them the money, then you have to go shop. You know do backwards. It's not Costco free sample.
Your phone ringing. Your phone ringing. Big boy, come pick up your phone.
That's her ringtone, by the way. This is the phone number for her phone for her business.
Ling Ling today.
Free plug. We're
Hey,
giving her free
oh
plug.
my god, I just made so much Chinese money. I just bought the 3 Benzie. I got the modern Gucci set. What do I do now? Well, if you're done shopping, you can leverage that money. I help clients use cash as down payment on investment properties. You can refinance later, keep your
She got real
liquidity,
serious all
and
of a
grow
sudden.
passive income. Oh, yo, that sounds so smart, but that sounds too hard to do. I don't understand. That's why I handle it. You just bring the cash. Don't be Ling Ling. Invest smart. Don't waste your money. And DM me.
God.
Yeah.
That was weird. Like she went.
If anyone could do that, she could do it.
Well, yeah.
Doesn't mean it's right, but she
I
can
can't
get away
do
with
it,
that.
but sure.
Right.
Oh, that is weird.
Right.
Like she definitely went a weird direction. She got to work on her accent though.
Well, this might be a new thing too, because going forward, we might find more realtors. I'm looking for more realtors who are doing this wacky, crazy shit.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's all going to show up on your
It's going to
page
show up now.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to all of this stuff. So who says OnlyFans isn't influencing the rest of the world?
For better or worse.
Do you want to see a car dealer?
I love car dealers because they're always weird.
They are weird. Well, let me show you about this car dealership that might have been taking a page out of Ling Ling's book.
Oh, no.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Hey, what up, bro?
Hey, what up, gang?
What's up, man? What you doing?
Did you hear that? I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I'm looking for a car, man.
Let me guess. A Hellcat?
Yeah, how'd you know?
All right. So the screen says POV. He's talking to a black customer, comes to his car dealership for a car. Okay. Here we go.
Let me guess. A Hellcat?
Yeah, how'd you know?
Charger?
The what?
Wide body?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I figured, bro. Come on. All right, Kanye.
Nah, cuz, my name's Tyrone.
Do you hear? What is that? Is that you? Hey, bro, what's your credit score?
550? Yeah.
I kind of guess. What do you do for work, bro?
I'm bouncer. On the side of rap. Yeah.
Where at, bro?
On SoundCloud. Yeah. Well, damn, bro, you heard of me?
No, I haven't. No one has. What is that? All right, Big D. What? This is a Hellcat right here?
Yeah, this is hard, man. Hey, but let me ask you real quick.
You gonna ask me? Why you gonna ask me?
Nah, man, let me ask you a question.
Oh, you mean Asuka?
Yeah, that's what I said. Axe. This is a red eye?
Yeah, man. What you think, bro?
All right, my brother. What the? 23 Hell Kizzy. You got a price of $91,000. I got you at the legal limit, 29.9%. 0 down on 168 months. Okay, total is $32.41 a month.
Damn, $32 a month? 168 months? Mm-hmm. Yeah, where'd I sign, bro?
Right here.
Damn.
I love that sound.
That's so stupid. I love it. That one was my favorite.
Influencing the world.
What'd you say? 168 months, 14-year payments.
Big Red Tower. The smoke detector bit is killing me. I love that too. The quick edits. When is that? Like, because they were walking through the lot. They're in the lobby. They're
outside.
That sound is just following the customer. He's like, "Where is that coming from? Is that you?"
No, that's a good one. That was a good one.
Greg Bronson. Yeah, I had to Google the fire alarm chirp. You can't lie. It's hilarious. Yeah. It's fantastic.
I always like those where it's like, I hate that stereotype, and then it like goes off in their video, and they're like, "Oh, damn it."
Let's see what else I can show you here before we get into some other things here. Could do this, or there was something with Friends. We had a Friends video. Where did that go? Did we play it already? And I lost it. What is it down here? Huh? Maybe I don't have it.
Well, then you got the choice made for you.
Okay. Oh no, I found it. There it is. And it was labeled exactly what I thought it was labeled. I'm dumb. Oh, we're gonna blow through all of this content. That's fantastic. I can get it out of my folder now here. Before we get to that one too.
Now the FBI won't have to look at my hard drive.
Here's another video. Now this one's old. This one's at least probably almost 15 years old. You may have seen this one before, but it resurfaced and I had to watch it because hilarious. Here we go.
Hi, I'm Tom Michaels and I want to invite you to my new laundromat, White's Only Laundry. We specialize in only washing your white laundry, so your linens, socks, and undershirts will look fresher than ever. By focusing just on white laundry, our prices are 25% lower than the other guys. Plus, get an extra 10% discount by singing our slogan at the register. Hope to see you soon. Hi, it's Tom again from the laundromat that's been in the news, and I really want to apologize. I definitely should have realized that the name White's Only Laundry is racist, and that was not my intention at all. But we've changed the name and fixed the problem. White's Only Laundry is now No Coloreds Laundry. It still gets across that we can't wash colored clothes without any of the racial connotations of whites only. Plus, to make up for our terrible mistake, come on in before Friday and you'll get yourself a free t-shirt. Just don't wash it here.
Okay, the t-shirt says colored with the Ghostbuster symbol on it.
Because it has all these colors on
it. Thank you.
It's Tom again.
I'm
so sorry. I feel terrible. Obviously, changing the name only made things worse, and neither one of those are appropriate names for a laundromat or any business or anything. But I'm gonna make things right. First, for the African American community, I've installed a special side entrance so that you'll know you're definitely welcome in my laundromat. Also, I've set aside separate but equally powerful washing machines exclusively for your use in the back of the laundromat. Although they still only wash white clothes. And this time, to ensure I don't upset or disrespect anyone, I'm naming it after myself. And since my sister just had a baby, everybody come on down to Uncle Tom's Laundromat. Remember, whites only, no coloreds, and blacks entered through a special side entrance.
Oh, I love that so much.
Local ads are the best, right?
This is the greatest. So funny.
All right.
It hurts. Casual racism.
Let's take a look at what it's like to be a good friend, shall we?
Sure.
Friends suck their friends' dicks for fun. Sorry, I don't make the rules.
Thank you. Thanks for being on our side. People act like you can't do favors for friends or hook up with your friends or do whatever. That's a perfectly normal favor to do for a friend. But when I do it, people call me gay.
He's just being a good friend.
That's all it's all about. It's about being a good friend.
It's being good friends. Friendship is good.
Down for your bros. But then, of course, you know, it's not just, you know, being a good friend. It's also got to, you know, it's got to be equality, equal rights, right?
You might have found that funny. Let's try it the other way around.
That just hurts looking at it.
It reminds me the guy from Rhett and Link.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking like, was that him? It's not him, but fantastic.
Right.
All right. Let's get into disasters real quick, because then we have to go do segment 2. We haven't done that yet. Here we go. Not a lot of disasters happening. I mean, sure, we all saw the footage of lightning hitting a plane while the guy had his phone recording in the cabin. Did nothing. Like, the whole cabin lit up, but planes are designed to absorb that kind of electricity. Plane landed at the airport. I believe it was in Colorado. And emergency crews were there. Everybody got off the plane. Everything was all good to go. Creepy to be on the plane. Scary, I guess, if that happened. Amazing to watch the video, but, you know, nobody got hurt, so wasn't that big a deal. There wasn't any other real tragedies involving airplanes for once, so that other disasters had a chance to be front and center. This was
the other disasters' times to shine.
Yes, this is also the time when usually Arizona steps up to the plate and says, hey, look at all the cosplaying we're doing for other disasters, but it's happening in our state. That did not happen this week. What did happen was that a volcano erupted in spectacular form in Hawaii. It's called the Kilauea. I like Kilauea better. It's branding opportunities. But Kilauea volcano, apparently this started erupting around Christmas time of last year. And then it has been on and off, dormant and erupting ever since. And I guess since the Christmas eruption, this has been the biggest spout that has happened. It was shooting over 1,000 feet into the air.
Wow.
So let's take a look at this. I would be in awe. I would just sit there. I'm like, I'm not going to work today. Not because of the dangers involved, but I'd be sitting there. I'm like, I just want to watch a volcano erupt for the rest of the day.
Right.
Get a sandwich, get a cooler, something to drink.
See, I've been to that volcano. It was definitely not doing this when I went.
Yeah, but look at this. I would have been
upset. That's so cool looking.
Look at the crowd there at the bottom.
Yeah.
they're all just, I mean, I'd pull over. I'm like, this is what we're doing for the rest of the day, kids.
Yeah, the way when you go and drive up there, you can stop off and there's these fissures on the side of the road. You can go walk over and you can feel the heat coming through it. That's right.
All right. But just, it's amazing to sit there and watch this. Like, you're talking about natural wonders. You're looking at waterfalls, that giant redwood you could drive through in California.
That is cool.
That stupid divot in the Arizona that they call the Grand Canyon.
The little hole.
Yeah. But looking at this, imagine the pressure of this thing. Why is this video going so long? Did I not chop this down? I thought I did.
We just wanted to stare at it and put it on a loop.
Look at this.
Woodpit's asking, is that the Big Island? Yes, it is.
As it's getting, I don't know if this is night or just the cloud, the soot and the ash in the sky is making it dark. But as it got darker and the sun is less present, look how vivid the color scheme is with the volcanoes just erupting all over the place. Lava flow paths going all over.
That's just nuts.
This is kind of the thing you want on your screensaver, like on your television. When you pause the movie to go to the bathroom, and if you go to get like a drink, you come back, you took a little longer. Now you're just watching a volcano.
My TV does that, but it also plays like soothing music. So like if I let it sit too long, all of a sudden it sounds like a spot. I'm just like, you know what? This is nice. I'm just going to let this go for a while.
Yeah, I don't want the soothing music. I just want to hear the burning, the angriness of the volcano erupting. Woodpit said, I took a helicopter tour of Maui and it was insane. Yeah, I want to do that, but and also you're kind of like, I don't know how safe that is. I know they do it all the time, but
yeah, they have tours constantly. That's the one thing I didn't do is do a helicopter tour. It's just something about that scares me. But I did want to do that when I went to Kauai because I wanted to see where they did the Jurassic Park stuff. I just never done it.
Yeah. But anyway, I just found that fascinating, and it's still, I think it just finally calmed down a little bit. But they were estimating if this keeps going, that island is going to be expanding more and more.
Oh, for sure.
Over the next decade. Like that big island's going to be even bigger with all this new terrain that you can't develop on. You can't do anything because the volcano's still active.
No,
but the island size is drastically increasing. Tom from Alberta. Will we see the town in Switzerland that got buried after a glacier collapse? Tom, your wish is
to bury the lead.
There you go. So there it is. This is a town called Blatten in Switzerland. This avalanche is coming down from the famous Swiss Alps. A glacier kind of broke apart and caused this huge devastation. Now you're seeing this in real time. It looks like it's in slow motion, but it's because of the distance and where you're standing for your point of view. Looking at all that come down, that looks like, it reminds me of Dante's Peak. Remember that? Where they're out trying to outrace the volcano exploding.
The old grandma was pushing everybody in the acid water.
Right. And you just see that you'd be awestruck looking at this. In a way, it's breathtaking, both literally and physically.
Right.
It's smothering you and the oxygen in the remaining area. But you see this coming down. It's like, unless you're in a car on the roads getting out of there, if you're at a lodge, you just knowing like, all right, there's nowhere for me to go.
Right. Yeah. You're fucked.
I'm going to go and try to find a closet and bring an axe with me. I'll find a closet that has no windows and hope for the best, because what else are we going to do? Now, for the radio audience, this is all visual. I understand. But we watch it. It looks like it was in slow motion, but it's not. You saw a glacier break off the top of the Alps coming down the mountainside in terrific fashion here. Look at these photos of the before and after. I pulled these together so you can take a look. This is the town, the village, if you will, the village of Blatten. This is an aerial shot of this. Now, the person here to show you the scope of the damage to this village here. See in the upper right portion of the photo, they circled this particular area that looks like apartment buildings or maybe a resort or something right here, right? Focus on this part. The rest of it, you see the village. You see in the north part here, it looks like that scene from Midsummer with all the trees there. Look what happened after the fact.
Oof.
That circle down here in the lower part of the screen is that same area they had you focused on when you saw the entire village. Look at the landslide. And it's all solidified. They lost 90% of the village.
Well, yeah, you've only got like this little grouping now.
And
now, were they able to get people out of there, like, or was this like a?
Yeah. So apparently,
I shouldn't be laughing.
Like one person is missing that I guess went back to look or something while this was going on. They managed to. They were getting some kind of seismic rumblings, and they evacuated everybody like 3 days prior.
Okay.
Because so everybody that was in this village was fully evacuated. There was nobody there. Like I said, I think I saw an update today. 1 or maybe 2 people that went to look at something are still missing. But the majority, not the majority, everybody else there was all gone and evacuated. So this essentially hit an empty village. But look at this here. And there's another photo I have here coming up from a different angle. Look at that. That's Pompeii level destruction. Like you're not going to get anything out of that.
No, because you could see the tops of the roofs. Like you could see the destruction, but then when you look over toward the actual like houses, they're up to the roof. Like
some of them, just this part here. There's a lot of them that are fully buried under land, water, whatever all this is here. But if you look to the north of it, at least in this photo here, look how much higher the land that fell down off of the mountain there is from the rooftops of the buildings. Like they're just going to sit there. They're going to plow it all down and bury everything as is. It's going to be a time capsule now. Because what are you going to do? What is down there?
You can't dig that out.
No,
like all that's gone. Could you imagine the time it would take to try to dig to get to some of these things?
Time, money, and what's even the point?
Yeah,
Tom. The whole town saying the whole town was evacuated. Jared saying Bladden got flattened. That could have been. Imagine that's the thing. The newspaper spinning. Bladden got flattened.
Scientists.
Frankie saying, and these people think that they're going to survive World War III. Not to mention they are not far from the Russian-Ukraine border of all of this stuff.
300 people were evacuated. Sheep and even grazing cows were airlifted out by helicopter.
Yeah, there were some photos I saw too of them taking livestock out of the way because they didn't want to drive in. They had, I guess, trucks and trailers available, but they didn't want to take the chance of driving them in because by the time they got there, it could have already happened, or while they're trying to load them up, it could have happened. So they did all this airlifting.
So they're saying a local river has been blocked, the press release says, and a lake is forming. The challenge lies in the behavior of the accumulation of water and the Lonza River, which could cause a torrential lava flow if the river overflows into the deposit.
Right.
Jesus.
Scary times, my friend. But those are some real disasters happening. None of this makeshift man-made technical error stuff that we've been bombarded with since this year started. It's about time Mother Nature got her act together.
Well, we are getting into hurricane season soon.
Tsunami season.
I know there's some tropical storms running up through Mexico right about now.
We had Malaysia and Singapore and other areas over there. A massive earthquake where giant buildings were being ripped apart. Pools were overflowing from like 80 feet in the air.
Now, did the Swiss think of getting a local witch just to stand there to try to stop this from happening?
They could have. It's a landslide, you dumb bitch.
Still my favorite video ever.
Great callback.
I laugh all the time.
We have that saved like we do about the building.
We should do that.
I don't think we do. All right. Make a note. We'll do that for the next time. All right. When we take a break, we're going to go through segment 2, going through stuff that we've been watching, plus television, movie, streaming updates, all the things you need to be made aware of about. We will be right back.
More. It's Eric Nagel. It's Eric Nagel. Next. It's Eric Nagel. Follow the show on all social medias at It's Eric Nagel for ways to watch or listen to the show, both live and on demand. Go to itsericnagel.com.